everything goes downhill.
It's funny that way because I was watching this. This is a good video. This is good. I like this. Everything's great. And then it's like, wait, what did he just say? Let me rewind.
Oh no!
So
the only one that we in fact did like was the Lego video.
That was decent. Yeah, that was pretty. It's like, hey, that's fine. It's good. It's fine. It's not perfect, but it's fine. We can live with it.
This is all, and hopefully it's a lot better than Quiet Talking Man from 2 days ago.
Oh boy.
Well, anyway,
Dude,
let's
that video.
Beginning.
Let's get cracking, guys. Let's not reminisce on bad experiences. Okay. This is okay, guys. Welcome to Smudcast number 309. Why every serious AAA game has the same protagonist. I don't know if that's the case, but he's definitely going to give us an argument. This is by. His name is DJ Peach Cobbler. He's a 130K sub YouTuber. This video came out in 2020 of July and has over 170,000 views. It is a relatively liked video, 11,000K. It is just, one of those things. Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a good video. Great. It's cool.
Yeah, it's going to be a really cool video to watch.
Yeah, and then
it will not be a downhill.
And then we realized why this was voted for the Smudcast. We go, oh, there it is. There we go. Okay, now we know. Now we know. So it was always a big surprise because I thought, why doesn't anyone want to cover this yesterday? I guess people were busy, they didn't want to, they were drunk. I don't know. And I was watching the video. I'm like, it's fine.
Just because that's all three of my excuses. Don't start bringing. I'm busy, drunk, and I don't want to. All right, continue.
All right, so this is, what is this, 12 minutes? Let me just check. Yeah, this is a 13-minute video. It's fun to watch. That's the thing. The guy has a good diction. He's got good grammar. He doesn't confuse you. It's just his ideas are not very hot. And it's kind of sad. So the first half...
Just one question. Does he devolve into either A, communism, B, feminism, or C, both of the above?
No.
Nope.
Oh,
no, he doesn't.
That's fine then.
Well,
so he will make his own argument.
Oh, it's his own brand of
borrow down.
insanity.
He finds his own way to be stupid.
Yeah.
And not borrow down through these two, these two constructs.
Yeah, it's not Kavernack, okay?
I just don't want him to go down to AAA games with the same protagonist. If only they were based on communist leaders, then it would be better for the gaming industry. Oh yeah, okay, mate. Okay.
I mean, unless you play Hearts of Iron 4, you can play as Stalin there.
As long as he doesn't go, white people.
Yeah, during my time in Northern South Korea, I learned how to make proper AAA protagonists.
Yeah, there is no actual formula for a AAA protagonist, whether it's male or female or a block or whatever. It's just whatever the writers want. It's always been that way, whether you're talking about movies or books or TV shows, it doesn't matter. It is always whatever the writer wants. Now, you could argue that there's a certain stereotype or series of patterns in a protagonist that will appeal to most people. And I've gone over this in my book. I talk about what is likable and why we like certain things and why we dislike other things. But that's fine, and they're not all the same, and we can definitely look at individual stories in the AAA sphere and say why the GTA 5 or GTA series has a unique certain kind or style of protagonist, which is been more characterized as the story progresses or as the series progresses because of competency, because they want to do more with the characters, they want to do more with the game itself. So you expect more from your game. And if you say, oh, well, this guy's a tragic backstory, this guy is a nice person at heart, it's like, yeah, there's depth to a character that matches the story. That's why writers include it. And we see some re-envisions of this. We see the latest God of War, for example. They reinvent Kratos to make him a dad and to make him a different setting. And he's still Kratos, still crazy, psychotic dude, but now he's like, I'm a daddy. I gotta think like a dad now. And he still wants to murder everything he sees, but he has a boy with him, so he has to teach the kid.
Which is the one thing he doesn't want to murder when he sees it.
Yeah, don't kill this kid. Don't kill him.
He doesn't even want to murder the Norse gods. The Norse gods are coming from him. They think he is a giant. His wife. Spoilers
the Norse
for,
gods are like, why?
The guys
the Norse
who
gods
didn't
are like,
play.
why are you? Yeah, the Norse gods are like, why are you killing us? And Kratos is like, leave me alone. Stop fighting me.
I just want to take care of my son.
I just want to be with my boy. And then chop him down. Leave me alone.
No, boy. It's boy. Yeah, there you go.
That Christopher Judge, deep voice. Boy.
But it's but the thing is, it's,
Boy.
Read it, boy.
Read it,
like
boy.
Protagonist boys. It's like sometimes there's like sometimes like backstories. Like some AAA protagonists have got backstories, some don't, and it's all really strange. Like sometimes a backstory doesn't work for certain protagonists, while it does for others, and it's apart from a generic look. Most protagonists are completely different with different wants and goals and stuff. So, yeah.
Well, they changed his character. He's still violent. They changed the gameplay. They changed many things. He just happens to be an action dad on a mission to bury his wife.
Yeah.
And obviously the plot has to change, as opposed to the previous games, which were just straight out murder simulators. They were just running around.
No. He has to murder all the Olympic gods.
Yeah, but it's still just like murder everything.
Yeah.
It's also a story about him growing old.
God of War just sounds similar to Last of Us when you really think about it.
God of War is like Star Wars because it's about family.
Oh, I thought we were about to say it's about space, which is intended for children.
No. It just makes you want to. God of War just makes you want to kill everything you see, like Star Wars.
Yes, the modern Star Wars definitely does make me want to do that.
Maybe it's a game about a space Greek intended for adult children.
Space Greeks intended for dead children.
Wouldn't he be Space Norse? Because there's a lot of Norse in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see a fat
Thor. Either. We're just killing things. We don't have time. No time to explain. We're killing Norse gods.
A game that a game that is all about killing everyone is Postal. Postal, you are up there. You have this nice town that you can simply kill everyone and be in the dead bodies.
Sounds fun.
Did anyone see the movie Postal that they did?
I haven't.
I saw some clips. It was pretty funny. Like the shooting was hilarious.
Yeah, it's like, what's his name? Is it Uwe Boll? Is it?
Yeah.
He does it.
Oh God, it's an Uwe Boll film.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. Oh God, yeah. But the thing is, though, he actually, when it comes down to the killing bits, he gets the film. The other bits are a bit weird. But when it gets to the killing people, you're like, this is Postal.
It kind of reminded me of Hot Fuzz, but people actually die.
Yes.
Well, the only thing I know about Uwe Boll is that his films are garbage.
Yes. His films are terrible.
I like Hot Fuzz.
Hot Fuzz
his
is
films are
great.
terrible. Yeah, but Hot Fuzz wasn't made by Uwe Boll.
I know, but
yeah.
I mean, Matthias said he liked Hot Fuzz.
Oh boy.
There's some really great
Anyways.
shooting scenes in Hot Fuzz. That's why I was like, oh, this is done very well, but no one dies for some reason.
Yeah. So, here's the thing, though. No one dies, but someone gets a bear trap on their head.
Yeah, neck even.
Yeah, I'm like, that person should be dead alive? Okay then. Like,
All right.
There's this one scene where he goes in a town with like all kinds of guns and shotguns and just no one dies.
Yeah. That film is so good.
oh,
Anyway.
why can't we make good films like that anymore?
Well, it was fun. It's a funny, entertaining show of shooting a bunch of people in a town.
No, we lost this type of films.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting because the actual video talks about games are fun. And you're like, you're right. Games are supposed to be fun. You're totally correct. And then he tries to say, because they're fun, they can't be good. And you're like, wait a second. What do you mean? Why can't?
Hold on a minute.
Because they're
hold the phone.
Yeah.
Wait,
Hold
what?
on. Wait,
Let me
what?
see if I understand this correctly. They're fun, therefore they cannot be good.
The story can't be good because the focus of the game is gameplay, and if the gameplay is not entertainment fun, then you can't have serious, deep, rich storytelling and deep characters and plots that make sense.
Okay.
False.
So the gameplay needs to not be entertaining for the story to be good. Is that correct? Or
well, his explanation's a bit weird because it's very simplistic, and I thought, okay, there's probably more to this, but he just runs with it and just changes ideas to something else. So you have to pay attention, and we might have to rewind a few times. But I'm just saying, it's a good video to watch to get his idea, and then you realize where he went with it. So anyway, you guys okay? You guys ready to start? Because this is gonna be a good experience, I think.
I mean, there's super chats.
Yeah. Mike Testa is just Mike Testa. That's fine. All right.
Who cares about that?
Mike Testa. This guy had a bad Dark Souls 3 video on why lore, and then Mike Testa just hit send, and then he sent another super chat. So this is the same sentence. Why lore doesn't matter, and it was frustrating. Okay. So we all know why Dark Souls is a series of what it does, what it tries to do. And trying to argue lore does not matter in Dark Souls, if you're looking at it from a gameplay perspective, you're right. It doesn't really matter. You don't have to know what all this stuff about the gods and fire and what all that means, but it adds to the experience. We want to know why our character is running around and killing things and trying to not extinguish fire and do all these other things to do with fire. But you don't have to understand that to enjoy the game, which is the point. The gameplay should be good enough on its own, and then adding reasons why and adding lore accentuates the gameplay. That's the point of a story in a game. So,
I mean, From Software likes to explain every bit of gameplay on their lore.
Yeah, they do.
I mean, everything about the gameplay is on the lore of Dark Souls.
Well, if you look at the latest trailer for, was it Elden Ring that just came out, which was...
Yeah, sorry, I had to leave for a second. My neighbour's car keeps going off. Their alarm keeps going off, so I had to check out and see what's happening.
Okay, no problem. I was just curious because what you guys thought of the Elden Ring trailer, because I liked it, but it didn't really sell me on anything. It was just, I've
not actually seen it.
It felt like just another Dark Souls game.
I haven't watched it.
Yeah, it's to me, it just feels like another Dark Souls game, which is not a bad thing. It just didn't do anything for me.
I know that I'm gonna get it anyways because I love From Software that much, so I'm trying not to watch anything.
Right.
The only trailer that I saw from the E3 was the Jurassic World Evolution 2 trailer. Park management.
Mm-hmm.
Well, also I've been a bit too busy.
I like to do a Jurassic Park that works.
I've also been a bit too busy with work to watch stuff. So.
Yeah.
Like Hammond, that don't put money in security.
Matthias, we all know that you just want to die in a helicopter crash. It's okay. We all know what you want. You want to die in a helicopter crash while someone's firing a machine gun.
I mean, I don't know.
Oh, sorry. Am I boring somebody? Okay, don't worry.
No, I'm just tired as heck. I've been awake since 5 o'clock in the morning.
Gee.
Whoa.
Any super chat? Because I think we can start the video.
More Mike Testa. Here we go.
Yeah.
I roll a 5.
Yay.
Wait, I roll a 5, a 5. So he wrote the number 5, and then he spelled the number 5. So pucker up Hawk for Quentin. What?
No,
Here we
you
go.
have to roll 20.
There we go.
To
No,
Hawk and
yeah.
Clayton be canon, you have to roll a 20 and a D20.
I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't care. Anyway, keep on going.
He
Mike
rolled
Tester,
the dice. He rolled the dice.
are you feeling it now, Mr. Hawk? Are you feeling it? What? Mike, you just live in your pretty
Mike.
little world. I mean, that's great.
Mike.
We're still doing this.
Mike.
He's still
I-
doing the ship.
No, I wouldn't say I like you. I tolerate you, Mike. And
I don't know what's going on, but it's
But
Mike. Mike is...
listen. I officially can't actually be with Quentin anymore because I'm now actually seeing somebody now.
Your hand doesn't count.
It's not my hand, it's my sock. No, anyway, Karen.
That doesn't count either.
Doesn't count. No, well, I'm single.
Inanimate objects do not count.
All right, here's two
Playing
more.
Red Dead 2 for 17 days straight does not count as a relationship with you and Arthur Morgan.
Are these
it
enough?
counts for me, okay?
Are these enough for you, Spud Boy? Take it real. Thanks for the super chats.
What?
What is going on?
Mike, sending a super chat is not some sort of sexual gratification. I mean, it could be, but
Yeah,
it's just a tip jar, Mike. It's all it
You
is.
should have seen him in the sloppy seconds. He was more coherent than now.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, I know. I saw Mike watching Sloppy Seconds, and the bloke's like, it's like.
He's actually giving well thought out opinions, and I was like, oh, okay.
It reminds me of a Simpsons episode where Homer gets really drunk and he like ruins the night, but in his memory, he's like really sophisticated and like remember it completely different. That's like Mike. In anywhere else, he's really sophisticated and like with like a monocle, like ha 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 ha, doing really good jokes. Here, he's like, I don't know.
Shit-faced drunk.
Like dipping his nuts in the punch bowl or something. I don't.
Here is Mike some more. Good and hard. Kratos 3 mode activated. QTE madness. See that I understood because
what is happening?
because there's actually not a sex scene but a implied sex scene where you're pressing buttons and whatever on Kratos, and he's done with you after he's done the QTE.
Gives you loads of red orbs.
Yes.
Yeah, and you gain points, right?
Aphrodite's very
Yes.
good at giving you red orbs.
You gain red orbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, you level up.
Anyway, Mike Testa, one more time and we get started. Hawk, you're seeing Patrick Willem, aren't you? Well, yes, we are seeing
What?
Patrick on
Wait.
YouTube. So we are seeing him.
Your.
Your.
Yeah.
Is that are those my pronouns? You, your.
we gotta guess what Mike actually means, so I'm assuming we do watch Patrick, and yes, that's true. We have seen him before. So
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
all right.
Mhm.
Okay.
William.
Let's us get started.
Yes.
Ah, sexy.
I love the concept of ludonarrative dissonance because it has a lot of syllables in it, and saying it
What?
makes me sound like I know what the fuck I'm talking
hold on.
about. Well, that,
Yeah,
and
that's
also
funny.
because while the storytelling potential of gameplay is huge, it's also a double-edged sword. Which is a weird phrase, I mean most swords are double-edged. Except for katanas, but my channel is a no anime zone, so you can fuck right off with your weeb shit. I promise I won't talk about ludonarrative dissonance again after this video, or at least
But there are lots of European single-edged swords too.
I just,
See?
I like
No.
this guy.
He's good. Yeah, he's good.
Oh,
I like this guy. No
Yeah,
anime
that
shit.
was
Yeah,
funny.
I'm alright at this. Also, he's not talking really quietly. I can actually hear what he's
Yeah.
saying.
Normal volume. I know, it's amazing.
Because I was actually looking for
He's not talking like
subtitles, but there's no subtitles for this watch together.
I know, unfortunately. That's okay.
Yeah, which is sad.
Anyway,
Oh, well.
not nearly as much, because while the topic does interest me, I think it's best to share my entire thoughts on the idea and move the fuck on. For a few reasons, the biggest of them being, every time I talk about it, I feel like a pseudo-intellectual asshole. And also, despite the fact that I think it should be a consideration in games, AAA publishers have sort of fucked themselves over with it. I'll get into how they did that later, but right now I want to start with the why. As in, why do games need to be fun? Hold on, hold all questions until the end please, just hear me out. Designing a game to be fun above all else is absolutely valid because at the risk of sounding a little too intellectual, fun things are fun. I've been playing a bit of Thumper recently and it is quite possibly the most shallow game I've ever played, but it's also fucking fantastic. There's no story, it's just pure, unadulterated, visceral fun. Who are you? A fucking space beetle. Who are you fighting? Shapes. How do you fight them? Press the right button at the right time. Who gives a shit? It's video games boiled down to the simplest level, which are all just about pressing the right button at the right time.
Press that button, you are in very, very big trouble.
I'm gonna bring up Doom Eternal for the millionth time and once again say it's basically just 42 gigabytes of dopamine and I fucking love it. The story is barely present, and what is there is
Cool.
fun. It's goofy. There's actually some symbolism about how religious leaders abuse their power, but it's some blink and you miss it type shit. Doom Eternal has something to say, sure, but it says it quietly, and just lets the combat breathe. It doesn't beat you over the head with it and pretend that it's deep. Thumper and Doom Eternal should be fun. I'd say most games should be fun. My problem is with the video game equivalent of Oscar bait. The game that says, oh, this is a serious story for adults. This isn't goofy fun, oh no, this is mature. Then, after the serious, gritty cutscenes end, it's just another fun fucking shooter. Have you seen Blue...
Okay, so there's lots of games that do have a certain seriousness to them, like violence, like gore and horror, where if you don't have serious, scary things, and you're trying to tell a horror story, you're going to lose the audience. So you have to have a certain element of seriousness.
My only problem is trying to quantify fun. Well, because fun is so subjective. Because I like Crusader Kings, for example, and it is a map painting. Who will have fun clicking on a dot and moving into another dot and clicking another dot and conquering some place in Europe?
But also, gameplay can be fun while also fitting a serious narrative or an adult narrative.
Yeah, but that is... What is fun?
Yeah, exactly. It's just find it so strange that he said serious cutscene and then it's just another fun shoot. I'm like, yeah, but that can fit together well.
Like I said, I like Crusader Kings, and Crusader Kings is a map painting.
I know what you mean.
Painting the map.
You know, I know what you mean, but to me it feels, it's just saying, in addition to what you said, it just feels so strange to say something is serious but then also fun. I'm like, why can't it be both?
Because he showed Nier Automata on the screen there, and that is a serious game with all kinds of jumps in tone, from funny to cute to serious to violent to action.
Depressing as fuck.
Depression's a huge one. It breaks the fourth wall a few times. Like it does lots of things. So the audience, I think, is not only mature enough but intelligent enough to realize, oh, this is a serious scene, and then, oh, this is a fun shoot 'em up scene, and oh, this is a very sad, crazy, philosophical, weird thing happening. So there's all kinds of messages, all kinds of tones, and if he's not aware of that, and I think that's a AAA title. I think that's a big name product. It's not small. It's not tiny. So, and the protagonist is a female. There's dozens of other examples. That was just one he brought up or he showed us. So I'm concerned already with what he's talking about. Anyway.
Yeah, I also don't like this idea, but obviously he's shown quite a bit of Red Dead 2 just then, as in, this is Oscar bait. It's like, what do you mean it's Oscar bait? It's just they want to make a good story. I'm sorry that developers want to make a good story.
Yeah, I don't like the comparison to the movie industry and their award ceremonies compared to video games.
Yeah, I mean, because Oscar bait films they're really pretentious.
Also,
and they tick boxes, and like they're very like they are no fun in quotation marks. because they're just there to win awards. They're not there to entertain people. They're just there to win the award for something. Whereas, like with video games, they try to at least entertain people at some point.
What film, for example, would you say fits that category?
What Oscar bait ones? The really crappy pretentious like black and white.
Who owns the new Oscar right now?
There's also that film Crash. Anyone see that one?
No, but you know, if anyone's watched Mr. Bean's Holiday, that film that Willem Dafoe tries to make, what's so pretentious. If you ever watch that movie, the movie that Willem Dafoe makes in that movie is what I would class as an Oscar bait one. They try to they're just like pretentious. It's pretentious films where you don't know what's happening.
Yeah,
that's the thing. So it's completely different to say with Red Dead 2. Or it's like an Oscar bait video game. It's no, it's a video game that wants to tell a serious story and they want to do a good job with it.
Maybe that section in Gorma was Oscar bait.
Well, to imply it's
Berserker 150 brought something pretty cool. That the Game Awards is pretentious now, so you can have Game Awards debate.
They were always like no one took any gaming award seriously. Even in the late 90s when they started, no one was like, oh wow, someone won an award. And that means what to who exactly? Because the people there are no $1 million actors they hire to do anything. Everyone is a worker. Everyone's on the same budget roughly, between an intern to the senior developer or whatever. They're all roughly on the same boat, and royalties get paid out mostly to the producer or the publisher. So no one's like, oh, Gwyneth Paltrow, what a great performance. No, we don't care.
But Megan Fox, she won an award for voice acting in the Transformers game.
She did.
Wait, really?
Did she?
Kinda. Yeah.
Oh, fucking
alright
as well.
It doesn't really matter because the thing is, it's even with the thing about the differences of the Oscars and Gaming Awards is the fact that with the Gaming Awards you do know who's going to win it beforehand, because it's not what you do, it's who you know. So you can make utter shit and still win the award, because The Last of Us Part 2 won the
The Last of Us 2 won damn near every award.
Yeah,
surprised
great game.
Honestly,
It
didn't win.
From that Game Award, Hades should have won, because Hades is really
Hades,
good.
Yeah, but what the thing is though, what won?
No, it is good. It is.
Gamer's Choice.
Hear me.
Yeah, hold on. What won Gamer's Choice was it Ghost of Tsushima?
It was Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, it was Ghost of Tsushima.
That one. Yeah, that won Gamer's Choice, which is the main thing that I would say classes if your game's good. If gamers want to vote for it, if you win the Developer's Choice, it's just the fact that you bribed enough people to like your product, because developers are just like Hollywood. They're all fucking hand in trousers with each other, jerking each other off over their fucking progressive woke ideology.
It's the same with the Emmys. It's the same with the Oscars. I don't know if you know an actress. She's an old actress now. Her name is Susan Lucci. She was in there's a show called All My Children, which is
It's the same with the Eisner too. The awards for comics.
It makes no difference. Yeah. I remember because my mom would watch All My Children when I was growing up. It's a soap opera, okay? And I would watch Susan Lucci.
Oh, did she?
Yeah, no, I'm a kid. I watch whatever everyone else is watching. And it's a soap opera. It's melodramatic. It's stupid. And then there was one arc where she found a long lost daughter and all this other bullshit happens and really tragic stuff. Like, holy crap, she went through a lot of crap. And she never won an Emmy, to the point where they made a commercial where she's acting, screaming about not winning an Emmy. And this has been after acting for 18 years. And it was funny. It was like, hey, Susan Lucci, yeah. And then for whatever reason, that I could think of, at the end of her career, they gave her an Emmy. And my mom couldn't figure out, she sucked for the past 5 years. There's no reason to her to win. And she did. And it's the same thing.
It's just like Leonardo DiCaprio, isn't it? He didn't win his Oscar for what he should have won an Oscar for. He won an Oscar for something else.
Oh, yeah. It was Forsaken, I think he won. I can't remember what. Yeah. One of those. Not Forsaken.
Revenant.
The Revenant, right. That was the one.
Yeah, he won for that, and I watched it, and I thought he was a lot better in the other things that he didn't win an award for. It felt like they just gave him the Oscar because they realised they fucked up beforehand.
It's ridiculous, yeah.
It was a bit,
there is no standard.
Someone else should have won the Oscar that time because there were better actors and there was better actors. Whereas he should have won, but that's the thing. They just picking. It's all done by committee. It's all done by people, and
award shows are just popularity contests.
Well, also haven't they become which is why we be considered for awards these days?
Yeah, what did because Anthony Hopkins win an Oscar the last time out?
I don't remember.
Or what did he win?
Didn't he win one for his performance in Transformers?
No, because everyone got angry because they wanted to give it to Chadwick Boseman because he died. Because he'd appeared in that really weird art house film by black people about something weird, and that no one had watched. But the Oscars decided that Anthony Hopkins was a better actor.
Well, which is
true.
This is a problem that's been with awards in general for the past, since we've ever had awards. Like I just remember back to the 60s because we've had not the Eisner Awards, the Hugo Awards, the Nebula Awards, the Saturn. There's like the Arthur C. Clarke Award, Arthur C. Clarke Awards. There's the P.K. Dick Awards. There's all these science fiction awards, and after a certain point in time, they all just became, let's give it to this book, let's give it to that book. Because and this is the 60s.
Another thing that got really silly was New York Times bestseller.
That's another silly thing. Yeah, I'm a New York Times bestseller.
New York Star.
Like Jordan Peterson's a New York Times bestseller. Yeah, anyone who has a book that's popular will be part of that club, and it means nothing.
Yeah, it's like with the. Was it platinum records? What they get when they sell like a certain amount of. In the old days, when you used to say like actual records, when they actually used to sell them, they actually lowered the number of actual sales, so that more artists got the awards.
Yes.
I was like, fuck it. I was like,
why?
This is so because
the music is trash.
Right. Well, because it's trash. Okay.
Sorry, but
but yeah, it's all everything's rigged. Everything's just rigged from the start. Don't worry about it.
But guys, Suicide Squad, it won it won an Oscar for best makeup. All right.
All right.
That means the movie is good.
Oh, I remember Robin Williams making a joke about winning the Emmy, and then a week later, no one cares. It's like, oh wow, yeah, Robin Williams did that thing in the movie, and it's like,
actually, it is like that. I remember in the early 2000s that everyone was like, "Oh, the Oscars gonna watch the Oscars," and 1 week later, nobody remembered.
Well, honestly, God, over here, no one ever gave a shit about the Oscars.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, but don't worry about awards. It's they usually mean nothing to anybody.
I never saw the appeal of award shows, anyways, or awards in general.
No.
Yeah, okay, they got an award. I don't care.
Yeah. Anyway,
this other game or film is I really like that.
So the problem was comparing video games to Oscars or to anything else outside of it. If you said video game awards, the same sentiment would be felt, but it would at least be the same apples to apples. But anyway, let's just keep going. Fortunately, we have to go through Mike Testa, so here we go. I'm sorry, though. Okay, try to send this one more time. I'm sorry, though. I just trying to be humorous. Okay, thank you, Mike. We got it. Here's again.
We like you, Mike.
He's
Don't worry, we love you.
He's is a smooth brain and spoiled cookie, isn't he? Who are we talking about? Quentin or Patrick?
Yeah.
I don't know. One of those two guys.
Yes.
Kale the nail.
Yes.
Here's Kale the nail! ! Thank you, sir. Ludonarrative dissonance was coined in a BioShock review. I think it was before that. The anti-Rand themes and the ending didn't mix with the Little Sisters' choices. I think it was the ultraviolence mixed in with the actual story, which I thought was more of in BioShock Infinite than it was with BioShock, the original. But you could apply ludonarrative dissonance to many elements of many other games, like the new Lara Croft series, which we've looked at before, where she can do all these things in cutscenes, but she can't do it in gameplay, and vice versa. So it happens in a lot of games. So
every time I hear the term ultraviolence, I think of Clockwork Orange.
Yeah, it's the same
Every
here.
time.
Dabble in a bit of the ultraviolence.
Ultraviolence, killer instinct, yeah. Mike Testa, for the previous stream, Matt Pat is very disingenuous. Yeah, I think.
Yes, he is.
Holy shit.
That one. Wow, that was it. Wally is like the devil or
That
something.
video was what the heck.
Yeah, he disproved his own theory. Then at the end went, I guess that proves my theory. I'm like, Matt Pat, fucking choke yourself.
Oh, is that what he said? Oh, fucking
yeah.
Funny enough, it is not even he who writes the theories. He's writing team.
Is his writer blind?
He's just they're just disingenuous. They're just liars. I can't stand him, and I hate the fact he always ends. But that's just a theory. It's like, yeah,
That's
you know it's
just
wrong.
a theory.
No shit. What else could it be?
GTA 5 cops are racist.
That.
Not really.
Oh yeah, there's this video.
Yeah. Thanks, Matthias.
Anyway, let's go.
Blue Ruin? Basically a revenge story. A man seeking revenge against a family of rednecks for the death of his father. Dwight, the protagonist, believes his father's killer to be a man named Wade. Because he's a redneck, of course his name is Wade. He tracks him down to a bar and waits in the bathroom with a knife. And he gets revenge. When he tries to cut the tires of the family's limo, he cuts his own hand. When he tries to start his car to leave, he finds out he left his keys behind. So he steals the family's limo. Not very fun. It's too brutal, the protagonist is too normal, the action is clumsy, fast, and lacks any cool factor to it. The action...
Wait a minute. I recommend this movie, but it's pretty boring.
Right, so what's this got to do with AAA gaming?
Also, I have a question. Why does action have to have a cool factor? Doesn't action have to be either cool or less cool depending on the film?
I'm finding with him finding this movie boring, but it doesn't make the movie bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, what does that have to do with games?
Anyway, what has this got to do with AAA gaming?
Also, well,
everything,
also
because
specifically,
games are going to become movies.
Also, specifically, why? What does this have to do with every AAA game having the same protagonist?
No, I think he's trying to define what's fun is. That's the.
Well, he's not doing a good job.
Okay.
That is already a losing battle.
Yes.
Because my idea of fun is different to someone else's idea of fun. So.
Yeah, just that doesn't like what Mateus was saying. That's subjective.
Oh.
Yeah, because I can find this move fun. Maybe I will watch it. Just not.
I don't know why he wants to assume these movies should be fun. When we talk about entertainment, a serious narrative is a serious narrative. The same way, I don't know, pick any, like The Matrix is not a serious narrative. It tries to be, but it's so over the top with the continuation of the series, it loses its seriousness. It becomes a joke. So, there's lots of ways a story fails. I don't think the story he's referring to fails just because it's not entertaining enough for him, even though he recommends the film, which is, I don't like, why would you recommend it if you don't like it?
Yeah, that was so weird. I was like, okay.
You know something? I really hate being kicked in the balls, but you know what? I recommend it sometimes.
You learn to love it at some point.
Birds of Prey is a feminist garbage movie, but I recommend it, guys. You should watch it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Is a product of the tone and themes of the story. A story about the futility of revenge. Sure, I guess you could boil it down to revenge bad if you just want to be a dick about it, but it's a simple story told with sincerity, grit, and heart. If the action was really fun, like John Wick, then the message of the movie would have been confusing. Dwight destroying himself in pursuit of vengeance wouldn't have worked. The story would have told me that revenge is bad, while the action would have told me that revenge is fucking sick, and I should totally go do some. Now, I know that I'm a hipster, so you probably haven't seen this super underground movie because you're not as cool as me, which is fine, don't be bummed out about it, most people aren't. But if you saw it, you wouldn't say, the story was good, but violence in movies and TV can be fun, it usually is, but it can be many other things. It can be depressing, it can be shocking. It can be used to build characters up or tear them down. The important thing is, in a good story, it's used to support the story. When the term ludonarrative dissonance was first coined in 2007, it was due to a lot of things. Stories in games were starting to become more serious in tone. The larger storage capacity that DVDs provided allowed for longer and more frequent cutscenes, and games had reached a level of graphical fidelity that allowed developers to craft visually believable worlds and characters. I know that talking about how Mario kills 1,000 turtles in every game is peak comedy, that's right up there with he does mushrooms, ha ha drugs, but when violence is this disconnected from reality, it ceases to actually be violent. The clip.
Wait. No. Okay.
Hold on.
When I watch someone play BioShock Infinite and I see blood splatter, that's violence. It doesn't cease to be violence. It's animated and simulated worlds of violence, but it's still violence.
Yeah, but
I think you meant it in the context
my
where
brain just goes. My brain just goes.
You can still argue.
They're not real.
You can still argue that Mario stepping on a Goomba is violence. A very childish type of violence, but it's still
Soonish violence.
Yeah, I agree, but it's still violence. Though I think he meant it as, to him, that's not violent anymore. But
what is
okay?
Is he trying to say that it's separate from the story, like the story never addresses it? Is that his point?
No clue. I don't think that.
Separate from reality, that's what he said.
Yeah, okay.
Separate from reality.
Right, guys. This is really, really good. My major question is, what the fuck has this got to do with every AAA game having the same protagonist?
I have no idea.
Nothing.
Every protagonist is a killer, I guess.
Know.
What the fuck does the ludo narrative of a game have to do with having the exact same protagonist?
How far are we into the video?
That's what I said.
Almost half.
We're nearly halfway.
That's what I said. He's trying to define what's fun is, and I don't think it is.
Right. So okay. Right. So
I'm not sure if he's still doing that though.
Yeah, but right.
What's the title of the video?
Right. Listen. The title of the video is why every serious AAA game has the same protagonist. What the fuck does how's a game fun have to do with the characterization of the protagonist?
I get what you're saying. It has nothing to do. He's not doing a good
job. So
maybe he's trying to the serious part of it.
He's literally talking bollocks. This whole video is a nothing. Nothing.
I get he's trying to set up the preamble. I'm just not sure what his ultimate point is.
Yeah, the preamble means nothing because it's nothing to do with what the point is going to make. That's like me going on about the history of like southern China and then saying, by the way, Hitler invaded Poland in 1939. And it's like, what? What does that got to do with anything?
Everything, okay? Let's hear him out.
All right.
The Opium Wars in China, somehow led to World War II. What?
Here's Mike Testa, but okay. But that's not how theories work, FFS Matt. Okay, Mike, we're not talking about Matt Pet anymore, but thank you. It's always nice that you're right. We don't disagree. It's just different topic.
We're done with that.
Once again, Mike Testa, shut up about your insecurities, Cookie Man YouTuber. Cookie Man?
Oh, the guy that we're watching right now.
He's not a cookie. He's a pie.
Peach Cobbler is a cobbler. Yes, exactly.
I just want to know why the fuck he's rambling on about the narrative of something for some reason.
Maybe he'll get to.
And supposedly,
we'll find out.
You said this was the good half of the video.
Well, his arguments are okay in what he's referencing.
For a different topic.
Yeah,
for a different topic.
He could say the sky is blue.
We're gonna see it pay off.
Yeah,
Don't worry.
You could say this.
We're not gonna see it pay off.
Let's.
Why? He hasn't gone about politics or anything. I think it's all right.
He's still in the realm.
No,
he's still in the ballpark.
That's not the point.
I agree
He's
with
still in the ballpark.
Yeah.
He's not in the ballpark. He's
But
something
the
completely
thing is,
different.
the title doesn't fit thus far.
Yeah.
Don't. He's getting somewhere with this. It's okay. Don't worry.
Yeah.
I swear to God, he better get somewhere. If he doesn't get anywhere soon, I'm going to shove my size 12 boot up his arse. Right?
All right.
Seriously.
I think you gotta find him
Wait,
first.
who's Smud or the YouTuber?
How big is that?
YouTuber.
Either
Canada.
This is like the Chekhov's gun. If he doesn't bring back to this nonsense that he's talking about, in the half that he's talking about characters, that will be disappointed.
All right. Okay. Let's go.
Yeah.
What's
Chekhov's
Chekhov's gun?
The closer
Right,
a game
let's
resembles
go.
reality, the more you need to suspend your disbelief that the playable character can still murder all these fucking dudes and still be a good person. When ludonarrative dissonance first became a talking point, big developers that had real storytelling ambition had 3 options. Number 1, make these games less violent and fun. Number 2, make these stories less serious and just make a fun game. 3, try to have your cake and eat it too.
Okay. So I don't know
No.
who is even thinking this when they make a video game, because this is not what anyone does. When I talk to amateur creators, or I interviewed a whole bunch of other journalists who did talk to other developers, it's always about the project and the document, saying this is our plan, and if you stick to this plan and the document, we're going to be successful in our intentions. As soon as it deviates, or the publisher gets involved, or you run out of money, or whatever problems, then you run into issues of getting this thing finished. So everyone wants to make the thing they want to make. It's not about violence. It's not about fun. It's about what they think would be a good design. The same way.
Also, you can still have fun with non-violent video games. I mean, you can have fun with board games that are not violent at all. Like Ticket to Ride, for example. It's just you crossing around the United States and making routes, and there's no violence. I have fun with my brothers playing this board game.
Right, and there's tonal shifts in games all the time for no reason, which feels weird, but if it's for the sake of something, then great. Like I remember the last hour of Mass Effect 3 where there's that turret scene. You're like, why are we shooting random zombies? For just to have a turret scene. No. There's no reason.
Well, the thing is, there's no reason to have it, because you cannot fire a single bullet and still pass the...
That's not the only time either.
Oh yeah, there's other turret scenes, but it's just this tonal shift, which just is filler, because this entire setup, you're walking through this building to talk to, you say goodbye to all your friends, and it's very serious. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, you're shooting zombies.
To the question.
So
you shoot zombies, and then you shoot all these zombies, and then you go and see Liara for the goodbye. That is such a tonal shift.
Oh, especially with Liara, yes.
That's like the biggest tonal shift of all. And you've literally just come off of this pointless turret section not like 5 seconds earlier? And you're like, oh, okay.
So
I guess we're doing this part.
Yeah, what I'm trying to say is that the design is king. If you want to build a bridge, it's not about, well, we should make it look and be more efficient. It's like, no, the mechanical engineer already figured it out. The architect already planned it out. Everything's figured out. You're not going to, it'll be more fun if, there's 5 lanes instead of 4. You're like, yes, but we're not going to do that because we planned everything out. And they wanted to make a bridge, and that's what they worked with, and they figured out how much steel they need and where they're going to get it.
This makes me want to see a video essay on fun bridge design.
Yeah. 7 lanes.
Again, I like to play Polybridge, and Polybridge is a game about building bridges. Some people don't have fun playing that game.
There's Sims. People love that shit.
Sims. You literally are looking at the TV or monitor, seeing your character eating, playing video games, playing computer, and people have fun with this. Rightfully, there are people who look at it and say, "Oh, it is boring."
One thing I would also say, there are quite a few games that are quote unquote not serious that tackle very serious topics.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
So you can have quote unquote comedy. You can have comedy or fun games that tackle rather serious subjects.
Like again, using fun as a quantitative to say what is it is a good game or is a bad game is not really a good metric, because fun is really subjective.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway,
but let's just get on to what this has to do with having protagonists who are all the same, because otherwise I'm just whatever.
Yes, but
back to drinking.
But first, Mike Testa, shut up about your insecurities. Cookie. Oh, I already said that. Sorry. No. Here's another one. No peak Mario comedy is Mario being a commie while secretly evil, and Luigi being Rosalina's father. Am I right, Matt Pat? Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, nudge. What the hell?
Oh my god!
He is combining
a video like that.
Hold on. Matt Pat made a video because Mario wears a red hat, and I'm not joking. Because he wears a red hat, he's communist.
Well, we watched that. I remember.
He has also another video where he has also 2 videos where he talks about Mario being a psychopath. So that's the other part of the joke, and another video about the origin of Rosalina's parents.
I think I saw that video. Wasn't that as a joke? I thought that's fine if it.
I have no fucking. I don't know what's a joke with MatPat and what isn't.
To say that he's a commie, that's oh boy.
Eric. The problem is his joke video is exactly the same as his serious joke. Serious jokes. His serious videos. That's the
there's
problem.
serious jokes.
Serious jokes, yes. 9/11. That's a serious joke.
Okay.
Well, that one fell flat.
9/11. The usual serious jokes. But no. His videos are all the same because he's such a disingenuous cunt that if he accidentally gets something right, he'll want to take the full credit for it and say, "Oh, I meant to do that," but is so desperate to hide behind "lol, only joking, don't take me seriously." I hate that. Those are the worst types of YouTubers, and that's what MatPat is, and that's why I just do not like the guy.
Everything's a joke, but I just want to be serious
like
too.
Cinema Scenes.
Everything
is a joke. One of this.
Yeah, everything is a joke unless I accidentally get something right, at which point I was serious about that point.
That's the donkey defense. Oh no, he was being a
the dunk
being a joke.
I can't stand donkey.
When people we covered him, and it's like he's only making a joke, and we literally responded, he's being 100% serious here because he thinks he's actually being right, and he only came out and said it's a joke after he got fucking ratioed on Twitter and YouTube about being an idiot. So
like donkey jokes are supposed to be funny, bro.
Yeah. Anyway. It's always a joke when you get ratioed. Lol, I was only joking. But if you got it right, fucking you ain't joking, are you?
See, You guys are the idiots, huh? It's a joke.
I was only pretending to be retarded.
Here's Mike one more time. Remember when he said Mario was in Vietnam? No.
Did
no,
he? To be honest with you, I zoned out after his 4th Mario video about fucking bullshit.
Just stop with Matt Pat.
Yeah, Matt Pat is old news.
You'd think that Movie Bob would make all these videos about Mario, but no, Matt Pat.
No, Movie Bob's just making videos about wiping out 75% of the human race, so that his glorious superior
his Shigeru Miyamoto drones can make more communist games for him or something. I don't know. Anyway, let's go.
Guess what? The last one, obviously, because compromising is for pussies that have some semblance of restraint and know the power of subtlety.
What? Does that...
I don't know. Yeah, I really don't. I don't know.
Whatever.
Oh my god, dude.
This guy.
Say that about anything, man.
Smud, you said this was a good video.
He has his moments, okay? It's all right. It's good.
What? Well, he has his moments. He went no anime, and that was it. Is that his moment?
That's for you, huh? You picked up on that. That's fine.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He had one good moment for me. The rest of it's just been like, God, you tool.
Oh boy.
All right. Let's go.
Let's go.
That's Trevor, my best friend. That's Franklin, the son I always wanted.
But there have been unforeseen consequences. So the year is anywhere between 2008 and 2020, and you want to write a serious and mature video game story, but you also want a heavy combat focus in the gameplay because violence is fun and you don't want to challenge people.
The entire Call of Duty series, Battlefield series, any cover shooter game, let's see.
Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. Like all the AAA games that are serious.
Mortal Kombat.
Well, yeah.
I'm just so confused to say you want the violence to be fun because you don't want to challenge people. I'm like, what?
Have you never played on like the hard difficulty in these games? Some of them are quite challenging.
I mean, also, even if you mean intellectually challenged, I mean, you can still do that.
Yeah.
You want to do a serious story, but you don't want to be intellectual about it.
So you can add stories like look at Halo. Halo is considered to be a very fun game, whichever flavor of Halo. It has a serious story. The same with, I was about to say Doom, but the latest incarnations of Doom, as he mentioned, are fun, but they don't have a serious story, but they could. And it's still in the background like Halo's is in the background as well. It's just nice to know, but it still comes down to you killing a bunch of dudes in space or whatever. So
yeah,
that's the great thing about Doom and Halo. They focus on the game.
For example, Ghost of Tsushima, very fun to play. It has a very serious story.
For sure. And I see nothing wrong with that formula because people want to be invested. Like Witcher 3.
Works well.
Witcher 3 gameplay is fine. It's serviceable. It's not great. But
I'll tell you something. I'm just gonna one thing that's gonna annoy me is if he brings up RPGs where you can customize a character as games that have the same type of protagonist, because then I'm like, you're a fucking idiot.
Oh yeah.
The first person.
Do you remember?
The first persons are always the same character.
Smudge, do you remember that guy who was it? I can't remember. And he showed like about all the male protagonists looking the same, and he had like 2 Commander Shepherds, 3 like characters from the something like 3 characters from the same game as well.
I think it was Red Dead.
We all like, we're like, hang on, these are all like the same characters. He had 2. What was it? Is it Star Killer? No, he had 3 Star Killers.
3 Star Killers, yeah.
Yeah, 3 Star Killers on it. Yeah, and we were like, wait, so he couldn't even prove his own point that all the characters look the same because he couldn't find enough to fill his little grid.
Look at these 3 characters. They're all the same. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, because of the same person. You literally put 3 pictures of the same person up. And there was like man in hat, and it was like, who the fuck is that guy in the hat? And it wasn't even the main character. It wasn't even like the playable character. It was a side character. I'm like, what the fuck is this list?
He had Marcus Phoenix and a bunch of other, the guy from Uncharted.
Mm-hmm. Marcus Phoenix just looks like Nathan Drake. Yeah.
They're all the same.
Yeah,
sure.
Exactly the same. And it's like, and we're like,
Booker DeWitt.
I mean, white people look all the same.
The one I'm thinking of is like in like the first few Assassin's Creed games, Altair, Ezio, and Desmond all had the same face, but that's only because of their bloodline.
Sure.
But there is an explanation.
I mean, that's the explanation.
Yeah, I know there's an explanation. No, that's my point. It's like someone like this guy, someone like that guy that Hawk mentioned, it's like looks at all three of them in a row. Oh, they're the same character. It's like, no.
Well, once we get into the other series of like with Assassin's Creed, Ezio gets older, he gets wiser, he has a beard and gray. That's fine. You could build them up. But a lot of the character designs are so designed to be generic. We don't need all this detail where it doesn't need to exist. You need detail.
And also, I'm sorry to say this. Go on, Matthias.
You can go.
No. What I was going to say is, unfortunately, as much as the progressives don't want to admit it, the generic look for a bloke in the Western world is, dark-haired and white. That's literally the generic look.
It's fine.
Controversial, Hawk.
No one really I don't care that GTA was it GTA 4
Shock and horror.
or 5 where it was in the hood. It was a San Francisco black story essentially, and
San
Andreas. Sorry,
talking about San Andreas.
Yeah, like who cares?
Yeah,
no one cared that you had friends that wanted to be a rap artist and they talk with that slang. Like no one cared. It was like, this is cool. This is awesome.
Well, it's like
also, even if the characters
of the three main characters, Franklin, Michael, and Trevor, it's like, do any of them look like me? It's like a black guy, a bald and crazy person, and Ron Swanson without a mustache.
Yes, they do.
Yeah,
look
none of them. Yes, I'm all three of them. I'm actually an amalgamation of all.
Absolutely.
Even if two characters in two different games, were to look the exact same, they still could be two entirely different characters.
Right.
Because of their characterization.
Assassin's Creed proves that. It's like they're all related to each other.
Does Cole McGrath from Infamous look like General Shepard because they both have shaved heads?
Yeah.
Shepard doesn't count. You can make a plastic Shepard in the Mass Effect.
Well, no, it doesn't matter what he looks like. He's always the same.
Assassin's Creed, at least early Assassin's Creed, is the perfect counter argument for this entire point. You can't deny that.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get going because he might be onto a protagonist thing now.
Also, it's, before you hit the play button again, he's using the word fun for violence, and you can have fun without violent games. There's people who don't have fun with violence.
Yeah, I was watching my my niece play Animal Crossing today, and she was showing me her house. She was showing me her dresses. I was like, oh, she was so excited. I'm like, yeah, cool. We were having a good laugh.
This will bug me every time he say fun. Oh, fun. It will bug me every time because fun is so subjective.
Yeah.
It is not a good argument.
He's using
so many people have more fun with a Nintendo.
Right, it's like, okay, I'm going to bring up Red Dead 2 again. I love
Mario
fun sitting and waiting. Yeah, but I find it fun sitting and waiting, hunting stuff. Like, just hours can pass by until I find the perfect pelt to hunt. Most other people find that boring.
There's people who don't have fun with Red Dead Redemption 2. And Red Dead Redemption 2 is not a bad game. And there's people who don't like to play it.
Well, that's specifically. That's just. Well, for that point, it's just a matter of some games aren't for everyone.
Yeah, that's
it. Yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine for me.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, what I find fun. Yeah, what I find fun, someone else might not find fun, and it's very, it's fine. It's just the fact that you can't use. I didn't find it fun as a criticism of something because it's like, Well, I did. Now we're at an impasse. What else have you got to tell me that it's not a good game or not a, you've got to more meat to your arguments than just, I didn't find it fun.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like violence is always fun, right? Like, you can look at Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah. Does anyone remember Bulletstorm?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was tons of violence, tons of shit. I was so bored in that game. The only reason I remember it is because in my Dragon Age 2 Xbox 360 case, there's a little leaflet advertising the game, and every time I open it up, I see it. I'm like, yeah, that was a game that I bought 15 years ago. Yeah, that was pretty shit.
Yeah. Okay.
But that was incredibly violent, and you could have loads of quotation marks fun in it, but no one remembers it. No one really brings it up. So,
yeah.
Here's Mike Testa again. Thank you, Michael.
Yay.
Excuse me, Pie Man. You what, mate?
You what, mate? You what, mate? You what, mate?
Yeah, it's self-explanatory. Okay. Anyway.
Yes.
Let's go.
Since it's after 2007, you have been cursed with the knowledge of ludonarrative dissonance. How do you balance all of these things? First of all, who's your protagonist? On which Atlas's shoulders will this world of a story rest? Why are you even asking? You know who it's gonna be. This guy is gonna be your protagonist. Now I know that on the surface, these guys all look a little similar. Namely, bearded white dudes. But underneath their generic design is some real...
Hold on, bearded white dudes. Bearded white dudes. Two of them don't have beards.
So let's just remind ourselves
also, Arthur Morgan can be clean shaven.
Let's just be clear that males generally have facial hair, so it's not a big deal that they do or do not have beards.
Also, Kratos is there. Is Kratos white? Because he's Greek.
I also wanted to point out that literally every serious AAA game has the same protagonist. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 protagonists on the screen here. There are quite a few more serious AAA games.
They don't look the same. They are all different.
Yeah, but he's also put John Marston, Arthur Morgan, so you have to go to the Red Dead series.
Yeah, there are quite a few more serious games than these.
Yes,
and also Ellie is a protagonist in Last of Us 2 as well.
Arthur Morgan.
Yeah. Ellie is also a protagonist in Last of Us 1.
Oh yeah, she looks just like Joel.
Oh yeah, right. I forgot about
Samus
that.
Aran looks just like...
looks like Kratos. I'm not exaggerating.
But I tell you something. If you ever make a point, these all look the same, and then say they're all white guys with beards, don't, and I repeat, do not show pictures of two people who prove you wrong.
So they don't look the same. You can see the complexity of the characters.
Yeah, but the thing is, he's noticed that. Is that I don't even know who that character is. Is it is the guy from Wolfenstein? Is it?
Yeah, BJ.
Bottom left, yes. Right.
So, but he's noticed that he doesn't have a beard, but he hasn't noticed that Booker DeWitt doesn't have a beard either.
Yeah, Peter Parker has a beard.
I'm just like
he has a beard.
Also, who's the other guy? Who's the guy next to Joel?
The top.
I think it is Max Payne.
Number 3, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
Max Payne doesn't
on the top of the screen.
Yeah.
Yeah, next to Joel.
I think that's
top left.
I think that's top left. Top left is Joel. Top left
next to Joel.
Yeah, we know.
I think that probably is Max Payne. Yeah.
Right. So Max Payne only has a beard in the later chapters of Max Payne 3.
Yeah, that's what happens when you get older.
Well, the problem is
that's also what happens when you go through an immense amount of depression and are trying to also hide away in Brazil because people are trying to kill you. If you'd played, if people had played Max Payne, if people played Max Payne 3, they'd know why he looks the way he looks.
Well, the issue is he's describing them very generically, and if he didn't make that mistake, he would just say they're a bunch of white dudes. And you're like, okay, but then what's the point? Like, how is that bad?
Sure, that's fine.
Yeah, but then what's the point?
Yeah, how's that bad?
Like, does it matter? Like, do I care if a bunch of African
white
video game developers make a bunch of black dudes?
Saying,
like,
Lara Croft looks exactly like Chloe Fraser from Uncharted. It's that's not an argument.
It's not.
Yeah, but this is like going like every video game's got a white protagonist, and that's like me going, yeah, every basketball team's got a black guy on it.
Well, the one thing I find fascinating is as well.
That's true.
Not only do they all not look alike, but they also all are very different characters from each other. So in both ways, they are not similar to each other in any way.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Okay, let's say John Marston and Arthur Morgan are two completely different characters, and they're in the same fucking game series.
What Kratos?
They're even. Yeah,
how Kratos is similar to Arthur Morgan?
In no way they both say boy.
They
literally say boy, and that's the only similarity between them.
First thing first, Kratos is Greek, and Arthur Morgan is Anglo-Saxon.
And not Greek. For those who don't know, those who don't know, Kratos is also originally a black guy. The only reason he looks white is because the ashes of his family were.
No. Kratos was not black. He was Greek.
No,
He's Greek. He's Greek. He's not black.
Was he? Yeah.
Olive skin, Spartan village. Yeah, same idea.
Yeah.
He's not black. He's tanned.
Technically, in the original series, he's an albino because of the curse. But I think in
the ash part is true. Before the ash, he was just tanned because Greek has a lot of sun.
Either way,
a lot of the people there
we don't care. Like, we just don't care what we know he's a Spartan. That's all we need to know.
I know.
Yeah.
So his description of these characters is surface level, and not only is that wrong, it's immaterial. It doesn't make a difference. So let's just.
Yeah, I'm sorry. My is not the same as Joel. Okay.
Yeah, but my major
simple
point
to discern.
Yeah, but my major point with this is, if you're going to save that, at least don't show examples that disprove you on the screen.
Yeah, but even if it's a stereotype, it doesn't make a
I don't know.
There's nothing wrong with the stereotype if it's true, even if it's the case.
Oh yeah. I know that, but I'm just saying that if you try to make that argument, if you want to make that argument, do not.
I mean, Kratos
literally
is
disprove.
Basically made out of the
Matthias,
stereotype.
Yeah, but Matthias, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. What I'm saying is, and the major point that we seem to miss is the fact that he said this with such confidence, and has literally put two people without the main thing that he's describing, a beard or facial hair. That is like A-grade level stupidity. Like your entire point.
You don't even
but your entire argument goes out the window.
Because all these characters are different from each other, even if they are just.
Devil's
advocate. He says white protagonist. It's like the GTA that have a black protagonist.
He said white
Ghost of Tsushima,
and
they have
bearded.
a Japanese protagonist.
Yeah, but he said white and bearded. So he's proven that they're not all white.
All right. Let's move on.
Anyway,
this
let's
is pretty much
move on. Yeah, let's
exhausting.
move on. Repeating myself.
Yeah, sorry.
Real complexity. The boys in the lab have whipped up some impressive technology that I'm going to use today. It's called the Character X-Rayotron 6000. Because despite the fact that the DJ Peach Cobbler laboratory is staffed by only the most intelligent cobblers, pies, and cakes, at the end of the day, my dumbass gets to name the stuff those fucking nerds make. So let's see who these characters really are.
No.
Yep.
No.
Let's read this. Bastard with a heart of gold. Okay.
They are more than just a simple trope.
Okay, well, let's have a look. No.
Can we
No.
go into detail why that is? Kratos specifically.
Bastard
It's like,
Kratos.
no.
Bastard with a heart gold.
I'm sorry, he doesn't.
New
What
game.
is?
He doesn't even have a heart of gold in the new game.
No. What is his goal in the new game? He tries to get to the mountain to spread his wife's ashes or whatever, and
You know,
he's
see,
taking
he
care of his son.
he simplified the character so much because just through a simple trope.
The fact that he's simplified John Marston down to a bastard with a heart of gold is like, wow, you are a prick. You know nothing about characters.
Don't even
John
know
Marston,
Max Payne is a bastard with a heart gold.
With a heart of gold.
Max Payne has a heart of gold.
This makes Gallery's super chat so much more true.
This is like...
Hey, Giga Man, MCL Auditory, he's just a bastard with a heart of gold.
Does PJ Blazkowicz have a heart of gold?
Even though he was like
Wait,
very
are you
rich.
trying to say that Joel has a heart of gold? I thought Joel was the bad guy. I thought Joel was evil.
Does any of these characters have a heart of gold?
No, you know who would be.
Joel is not with a heart of gold.
You know who would be a bastard with a heart of gold in Assassin's Creed? Shay from Rogue. But even
Shay,
then,
yeah. maybe
okay,
a word because he's pirate, whatever.
You can play Arthur Morgan as a bastard with no heart of gold whatsoever. So
absolutely, yeah. You can rob every piece of. You can rob every person out in the game, to rich folks, to poor folks. It doesn't matter. So is he really a bastard with a heart of gold? Really? You can ignore saving John to return for the money.
Yeah, and the thing is, John Marston in the first game is literally a man being forced by the government to kill his old gang, so that he can live peacefully with his family. How is that a bastard with a heart of gold?
Okay, well
that's not a bastard with a heart of gold.
Let's make the argument that some of these characters could have a heart of gold, but that's certainly just one of many character traits that they could have.
Oh, yeah. What I'm saying is, once you describe what John Marston does in the first Red Dead, it's like if you lower it down to a bastard with a heart of gold, it's like you've missed the entire point of the entire fucking game. I think
the case with most of these
especially God of War. I'm sorry, it's not correct to analyze it like that.
Billy from Wolfenstein, the new Wolfenstein, he doesn't seem like a bastard.
One at a time.
Also, what? Yeah, but here's the thing.
If you want to say bastard, that's fine, maybe.
Yeah, what's a bastard?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, but what I'm saying, what's a bastard? A guy who they kill people. That's not being a bastard, though. You can kill people in self-defense, and you can kill cops who have to kill criminals. They're bastards not for the left wingers. Yeah, I know that. But
yeah, but there's plenty of stories that aren't about being nice. Like the entire Legacy of Kain series is pretty much just murder and death and destruction.
Yeah, John's a government bounty hunter. Yeah, John Marston is a government bounty hunter in the first Red Dead game. He's been ordered by the government to bring in the remnants of the Van der Linde gang. How is him killing members of the Van der Linde gang him being a bastard?
The problem here is we have thousands.
That's literally what he's being told to do.
We have thousands of games. Like we have so many games we've played over our years that we know pretty well, and we could say, well, yeah, there are some scenes he could be nice, but there's also scenes where he's horrible. And this is not just the open world games where you could choose options. But as I said, Legacy of Kain series where there's multiple main characters, Vampire the Masquerade, you could just slaughter and kill everything. You're pretty much choosing a Nosferatu. You are a monster. And no one can even tell if you have a heart of gold because they don't want to get near you. So it's kind of hard to say this argument as a AAA game.
Yeah.
Like I said, these characters are more than just a simple trope of bastard with a heart of gold. Like Kratos. Kratos is just a grumpy old man trying to forget his past.
I wouldn't even put Joel up there either.
No, not Joel. No.
What does Joel go through? He go through losing his daughter, going through an entire apocalypse alone. How is that a bastard with a heart of gold?
Maybe he just have a heart of gold to Ellie.
Well,
just that.
This is another problem we have with these guys. They don't define their terms. They just assume everyone knows what this means, and maybe in some way he's looking for humanity. He's trying to make a more general statement, but he chose this more famous line. Like when I think of a heart of gold,
poor choice of words.
Yeah, I think of a hooker with a heart of gold. That's where I hear it from, because you hear the story of a drama where some guy meets a girl. She happens to be a hooker. She's gorgeous, whatever, but she really just wants to have a normal life. Yada yada. Romance. They reform her. She goes back to school. All that crap.
Isn't the trope actually? The trope is actually. Isn't the trope jerk with a heart of gold?
Is jerk with a heart of gold.
Yeah.
Just got in TV tropes.
He couldn't even get that right.
Yeah, because the other one is jerk with a heart of jerk.
A person would expect to be a big jerkass has some redeeming qualities behind their tough demeanor. Occasionally, they will try to make it a hidden heart of gold.
Yeah,
how these characters fit on this. Maybe Kratos. Maybe I will say. Maybe Kratos fit a little bit on jerkass with a heart of gold.
I wouldn't say so.
I would not say so.
Because he tries to hidden his love for Atreus in the game.
That is being a dad, and everything else is bad. So.
Yeah, I mean.
Anyways, I think I'm gonna take my leave now because I'm utterly exhausted. I need to sleep.
No,
but
you've been up since 5 a.m. and considering the fact that he's you're an hour ahead of me, so it's like midnight for you.
All right,
it's half past midnight. I should sleep.
Okay, have a great night.
Get some sleep.
It was fun. Have fun, guys. Goodbye.
We'll try not to.
Yeah, fun.
All right, so let's get back to the video. I think we all agree this is a really bad simplification.
Yeah, it's real bad.
All right.
Yeah.
Just as I acted. They're all the same fucking dude.
Nope.
Now you're probably attached to at least one of these guys, and I know I am. And I will concede that they don't all have the same tragic backstory.
Oh, you don't
they're
deserve
essentially
Arthur.
the same character. They're all rough and tough bastards with a heart of gold and a tragic backstory and a quick trigger finger that rests upon a well-worn gun with a golden skin because they got the pre-order bonus. This is it. This is your protagonist, but why?
No.
Because when you're writing a story about a killer, not someone who kills a few dozen or even 100 bad guys, but thousands? Someone who commits a war crime before breakfast every morning? Your options are limited. You can erase it like Far Cry 3 did and make the endless murder part of their character
development. That doesn't even make sense with any of them.
Wait, hold on.
Kratos was heavily different from Kratos in
the version he's talking about. The version of Kratos he's bringing into this argument is not like that anymore.
No.
This is
so wrong. And Red Dead, you don't have to kill every single person out there.
Kratos in the first game, the first trilogy is just a bastard. He's not even a bastard with a heart of gold.
Yeah. This is.
Again, he's trying to put this as like every video game. No, it's just wrong.
Also, he doesn't pay attention to nuance and the other traits of the characters.
He's not paying attention to fucking anything.
And how it differs from character to character.
All I know is that the minute he mentioned a gold-plated gun because I got a pre-order, I'm like, shut up, man. Shut the fuck up, man.
All right.
Arthur's my man. Yeah. Okay.
Here's some super chats we got to go through. Here's Guy Rai. Can confirm from Image that the idiot who made this video doesn't play a lot of video games, if any. Most of his stuff on his channel is about video games, so I don't know. Maybe he doesn't play them very well.
Yeah, that's the super chat I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, he's playing video games wrong.
But the thing is though, just because
just doesn't play them at all.
Yeah, just because you talk about video games, you play a lot of video games.
That's true. Yeah. Here's this.
Never assume what they're talking about is what they know a lot about.
Here's the Swedish chef. Thank you, sir. Goombas are responsible for 52% of violent crime in the Mushroom Kingdom. Okay.
Actually, yes, that's true.
Statistically correct. All right, Mike Tester. This guy sure doesn't like people who are, and then there's a second super chat, and then white. Okay. Here's
he doesn't like white people. It's ridiculous.
Here's Swedish Chef one more time. Okay, on with the video. My joke was apparently 25 minutes late. Ignore me. You know what? We have to do our thing.
No, it was fine.
No, it's fine.
I got to get back to super
It
chat.
was also true.
Take some time. You know, we say our bit, you say yours. We all have our moment to shine. So thank you. Not a problem. All right, we are halfway done. Looking good. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm not pissed off. I'm good. I'm great. Well,
we should.
Did have a lot to drink, so nothing really bothers me right now. So anyway,
yeah, this video so far is just ugh.
Yeah, it's like meh. Yeah, it's alright. Let's go.
This guy's
Protagonist
just like
will never be likable. Jason Brody went from some trust fund frat boy to homicidal maniac, and at no point in between was the kind of guy I would want to be around. You can also embrace it like Doom does and make it so over the top and goofy that he can't be taken seriously.
Oh no.
He has a heart of gold, don't you see?
Of the player not taking the story seriously, so people won't see your writing for the
Again, this is not the version of the character. That isn't the version of the character you're talking about.
You just have a silent protagonist, but this, of course, has the consequence of the story not really being about the protagonist, rendering a character study impossible.
Why?
And of course,
that's
just too video gamey.
What do you mean?
All Oscar bait games have to be quietly ashamed.
What is he talking about? What is he going on about? Why can't you have goofy moments in a story that's serious? What's wrong with that?
Yeah, Red Dead 2, the fucking Arthur and Lenny at the bar. Watch that and tell me that's not fucking goofy in this Oscar bait game.
I mean, GTA 5, it has a lot of goofy moments.
The GTA in general after, like, San Andreas.
How about the...
I think 4 was a little more grounded than 5, but yeah.
Like when you smoke weed and you kill aliens and clowns.
Yeah.
How about Far Cry 3's Blood Dragon? That was a parody DLC. The same with
that's crazy.
Mass Effect 3's Citadel DLC. That was just a big romp. It was just silly.
Everyone loves Far Cry Blood Dragon.
Yeah, it was just fun.
Even the Batman games are. I mean, you punch a shark. Come on.
The Batman games, the Arkham series, are serious. They are very comic book like, but there's also goofy moments for sure.
Yeah. Arkham, like things like Arkham, they're definitely dark and serious, but they're not afraid to show their roots every once in a while.
This is like this is like a guy who's just missing all nuance and detail from the gaming experience because in general, Batman has to be serious. He can't be fun. It's like, no, he is fun. He is serious.
Hello.
Hello. I mean, you can play the Mortal Kombat games. Just look how ridiculous some of the fatalities are.
These three characters in the video, they are all different. Trevor is a psychopath. Franklin is a normie. And Michael is broken.
Yeah.
Franklin is black.
He's a depressed alcoholic that complains about the California too much about capitalism.
Just know that if this guy mentions all of the assassins being just a dude in white hood, I am going to be royally pissed off.
This is just getting silly.
Here's
Far Cry. It's like, come on, he was in an island trapped with psychopaths. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Here is Otaku Sage. This guy is far too pretentious. I think he's just missing the forest. I think he saw a tree and went, this tree is a tree.
Just a bit maybe, but no.
He can't see the forest. This guy can't see the forest because of the forest.
He lost a little bit of nuance because those characters are more than
a little bit.
Nuance. Okay, he lost.
You gotta wonder what prompted him to make this video. Like, what event made him go, okay, I need to make a video about how all of these AAA games have the same protagonist. You just gotta wonder how he found that connection because has anyone before seen that connection before?
Well,
because I haven't.
Look at the current.
People have said that they're all white guys with brown hair, and then they've literally failed miserably at saying why it's a bad thing, and actually saying that all games are the exact same protagonist. Yeah, I've seen that before.
So here's.
Well, I don't know. I'm just curious.
Here's the current screenshot of 3 main protagonists who are all different, have different backstories, different ethnicities. I don't think they have facial hair. I can't quite tell. I don't think they all do.
No,
you can give them facial hair.
You can place facial hair on them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
GTA 4 even has this. You can play as the Russian. You can play as the Dominican Republic. You can play as the meth head from Johnny from the biker gang.
Nico is Serbian actually because he's from Belgrade.
Oh, he's Serbian. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Sorry, I assume all Russians are the same.
I just wish his argument had some more teeth because we're just sitting there going, "You're giving us examples that don't work."
No. You're giving us examples that prove your point wrong. Well done. You played yourself. Okay.
It's like we don't have to do anything. It's like, dude, did you watch your own video? Look at it.
When was this video made?
Yeah.
2020 July last year. So,
last year.
He had plenty of time as well to like check because no one was doing anything last year. So.
Well, it's just amazing that some of the game, like, why is he not included Ghost of Tsushima? Because it would break the narrative. Ooh.
Did it come out then? I don't remember.
Yeah, it did.
You can say the same for all the games, open world games that feature a woman as a main character. They all use a bow as the main weapon.
Yeah.
But they are different characters because nuance.
Sure, but yeah. Tomb Raider's not the same as like that character from Horizon, I think. I forget. I don't know her name.
Samus Aran is just like her, yeah, for sure.
What's the main character from Mirror's Edge called? Because she's exactly like Tomb Raider, Lara Croft.
Faith? Faith? What is it? No.
Who is the dog?
Shut your dog up.
I don't have dogs. I have a cat.
That's a cat?
Oh, that's your cat?
That's a cat. It's not my cat.
Your cat's barking.
Oh, hold on. We need to stop the video because we need to talk about Mateus's cat for a minute.
Yeah.
Why it's barking like a dog?
Yeah. Why is your cat?
No, wait. It's on my end.
In London. I bought it in London. Okay. They have weird.
You bought a cat. You bought a barking cat in London. I don't believe you. This story's.
What experimentation are they going over there? Like that cat can bark like a dog.
They have human giraffes there.
Human giraffes.
Human giraffe. Okay. Anyway, the video.
The fact that they're video games. But if you want to write a serious, down-to-earth story about realistically realized characters in emotionally grounded situations that is also not challenging at all because thoughts are scary, they have to be likable, hence the heart of gold. Do you see? However, endless slaughter is not something the average man is capable of. You put a gun in my hand, drop me in Colombia, and tell me to bring you the girl and wipe away the debt, I'd be dead the second they spotted that AD on my hand. No.
Well, it's like it's a video game, some sort of fantasy story or something. What's going on here?
It is this weird idea that realism means something good.
Yeah, but here's the thing: if I got dropped into Colombia in a video game with all video game logic, I'd probably be fine because I'd be with video game logic, and I have to complete the game.
You can do a suspension of disbelief. Every
time I die, but every time I die, I'd respawn, so it wouldn't matter.
Trying to imply the argument with realism is not. I mean, I could do this with any book. All of the Tolkien books, those are completely unbelievable because there's dwarves and elves and dragons. That wouldn't happen. It's like that's true. It wouldn't. That's why it's a fantasy story.
Yeah,
also likable. I mean, I don't know about that.
You drop me into the world of Tolkien, I'd die. It's like maybe. Yeah.
that you can dislike some main characters. Like I don't like AJ from Fallout Far Cry 4. I think he's a dumb mess.
Yeah,
Here's
perfect. Yeah.
Here's another super chat from Guy Arai. Hey, don't you all know that every female AAA protagonist is actually a brown-haired white dude, bastard, white dude with a heart of gold? Apparently.
Well, obviously, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, obviously. They all shave. That's the problem. So they don't fit in with his facial hair.
Yeah. You just gotta add. Just don't add the beard when they present that option. Just don't add it.
Yeah, unless you were stupid enough to be Booker DeWitt, at which point you're added because I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Oh no, your average man cannot kill thousands. Not even on an emotional level, just a physical one. Your protagonist must be a hardened killer, hence bastard, with a troubled past. Do you see?
No.
And in order to make the story have the illusion of depth and allow the game to indulge in constant violence, the main character must achieve redemption through slaughter. The lesson of the story must not be that killing is bad, but only that the protagonist...
Redemption.
Okay, how does God of War achieve redemption?
Through slaughter. Like, what is
how
that?
does Booker DeWitt
the enemies on God of War are not humans. They're trying to hinder your path to spread the ashes of your wife.
Well, let's imagine that Booker DeWitt's story. He's not a soldier. He's a thief or he's a spy. So he can't go in guns blazing. Then the entire story would be about him being evasive and stealthy to get to what he has to do. So would that fit his criteria? No.
No,
Thief is a good example of a game that doesn't have hacking / violence or shooting violence.
But it's also a bit like the guy's looking for redemption. Are these characters looking for redemption? Max Payne 3, what redemption is he looking for?
Definitely not redemption.
Yeah.
Arthur
Morgan and John Marston. It's like, because their games are called Red Dead Redemption. It's like, it's in the title. So,
Again, at least with, John, but Arthur, again, you can choose to ignore that and go for the money.
Yeah, you can choose not to have redemption. So it's a bit like, okay, so...
Billy from
BJ from Wolfenstein. What's his redemption?
I don't know. He's killing Nazis. That's his redemption.
What's Commander Shepard's redemption? What's Hawk's redemption? What's the Warden's redemption? What's the Courier's redemption? Yeah, what's Dovahkiin? What the Dovahkiin? What's Isaac Clarke's redemption?
What's Ezio Auditore's redemption?
Yeah. What's Altair's redemption?
Spider-Man's redemption.
What's Spider-Man's redemption?
I mean, come on. We can keep going like this.
What's Marcus
Nathan Drake's redemption?
Yeah, Nathan Drake, yeah. Go on, they're all about redemption. What is it? You don't even... Bro, do you even know what the word redemption actually means?
No.
All right, here's...
Again, God of War, the new one.
Completion of a quest
does
not mean redemption. Finishing a quest is not redemption.
Or killing hundreds or thousands of guys.
Yeah.
Who did he kill in the new game? He killed what was his name? Baldur, right?
Well, that was one of the major antagonists. Yeah.
Yeah. He was literally
that was redemption.
That guy was literally like, didn't have to fight him, but wanted to, and you're like, oh, okay then.
Yeah, he said, what did he say? The cycle of violence ends here or something.
Yeah, whatever. But what's the redemption? Fucking white guys with beards. Every AAA video game is white guy with a beard killing hundreds of people for redemption.
I think the only one who can say that it doesn't have the theme of redemption on its own game, it's Kratos. Because he does want to have redemption in the end of God of War 3. That's it.
Yeah,
Sure,
but we're talking about God of War 4. We're talking about the other games. But I'm talking about everything else. Jack from Bioshock, what's his redemption?
Every AAA character seeks redemption.
What does Joel redeem? Because apparently he didn't redeem himself.
Yeah,
everyone takes his road to save his beloved daughter.
His argument here is every single AAA game is about a white guy with a beard killing hundreds and thousands of people to get redemption, which is false. So it's just completely wrong. And there's no devil's advocate for this because it's completely wrong. So anyway, moving on.
I know.
Such a stupid point.
He probably means something else, but the problem is the wording he's been using since this entire video.
Also, James Moore pointed that out, just like we did. Kratos is not white; he's Greek.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway,
but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. This is what.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter what Kratos is. It's more the fact that he's now saying that he's after redemption. When in reality, Kratos isn't really after redemption.
What trying to make about race, bro?
He's just getting revenge. The gods. Revenge and redemption are two completely different things. They just start with an R, like retard, which this guy is.
Ooh, hot take.
Anyway, here's Joe Crazy. Thank you, Joe. How's it going, Joe? Yes, the secret giraffe human super soldiers that the Brazilian government has been developing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We will use them when we are conquer the UK.
You know what? I think that's why RealsDevil doesn't exist.
Matthias is laughing.
I think you're playing a game.
But the Brazilian government probably is actually doing it.
The Brazilian government is, and they live under the sea because Brazil, it's a sea.
But why? I could just aim for the neck. That's your weakness right there.
No. Because what would happen is the giraffes would have like cats that bark on their neck to protect them.
Oh yeah, that would scare me. Yeah.
Anyway, the video.
Imagine we receiving fan art of giant human giraffe things walking around the world and conquering.
All right.
That'd be great, yeah.
Let's go, guys.
Has been killing wrong people. Do you see?
Oh God, I'm so bored. Somebody help me!
Do you see the constraints? A character is defined by their journey, but only one type of journey is possible with that character. And that's a redemption arc. I love stories with depth. I love shallow stories.
All the stories in the world, the only thing that makes them... Wait, let me just rewind that. Let me just hear that one more time.
Yeah, thank you, because I was dozing out.
Do you see the constraints? A character is defined by their journey, but only one type of journey is possible with that character. And that's a redemption arc.
Okay.
Okay.
But not after redemption arc. Holy fucking shit! You are literally showing...
Hero's journey.
Hold on. You are literally saying all these things are redemption, and the only two clips you're showing are from 2 games called Red Dead Redemption.
Yep.
Yes! No fucking shit!
Look, the ending of Spider-Man, he's just stopping the bad guy, okay? Look, come on.
Oh my god! You literally went, all these games have shown redemption, so I'm just going to show proof of redemption from 2 games that did happen to have redemption. Honestly, I want to punch you in your fucking nose, you idiot. Oh my god.
He doesn't have a nose, he's a pie.
I don't care.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care. This is stupid. The only story you can tell is redemption. I've literally listed numerous games where it's not a redemption fucking stuff. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah, again, you can still go for the money, but okay.
Yeah, but the Red Dead 2 thing doesn't even matter. It's the fact that you could literally list off any other AAA games outside of Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2 where it's not about redemption.
No, I know. It's just ridiculous.
Okay, I'm not going to bother adding my 2 cents because that's...
No, please.
That's silly. The only thing in the history of storytelling... The only thing that counts is redemption. You're like, What about revenge? What about a plot?
Adventure.
What about desire to better yourself? What about desire to help people?
What about What about trying to find a McMuffin?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's just redemption.
The simple hero's journey story of defeating a dark empire or something. What's that going to do with redemption?
You know, self-discovery, helping a family, trying to save a loved one.
I wonder if he's going to bring examples of other types of arcs.
Right, okay. I'm going to bring up Dragon Age 2 with Hawk. What's about redemption with Hawk? It's just about amassing fame and fortune. You don't really do that. Yes, I know, hold the hands up. But what's that got to do with redemption?
Or Inquisition. What redemption is there?
Yeah, what redemption's there? I mean, there's no plot or story, but what redemption is even there? Like, you know, what?
Well, even Red Dead 2, it's like, if you want to go beyond that, what about the epilogue?
Yeah, the epilogue.
John Marston. I know it's
somewhat it's about revenge.
But still, if you're just talking mostly as like a singular story, John is not going for redemption.
He's going for revenge against Michael.
Yeah.
So that's not redemption. So,
I'm just saying. I mean, you know.
Yeah, you don't.
And then Ghost of Tsushima, it's like you're just trying to liberate your people. How is that necessarily just redeeming yourself? And then you're presented with 2 options. So I don't know.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going.
Yeah.
I love story depth. I love shallow stories that are just fun. My problem is with the appearance of depth. The story that claims to be a dark, gritty exploration of the human condition and the cost of violence, but at the end of the day is just another game about killing an endless succession of dudes. A main character who's haunted by his violent past, yet still redeems himself by killing a bunch more dudes because the game is struggling to justify the gameplay. AAA developers have tried to consider ludonarrative dissonance in their stories, but this has resulted in damn near every video game.
Wait, what? That does not make any sense.
No. Can I just say real quick, I don't like that he's playing May I Stand Unshaken in the background. Pretty fucking stupid. But sorry for the interruption.
Yeah, no. No, it really is like off-putting.
The way he described that, how developers are not considering ludonarrative dissonance, I'm sure writers are, because the writers are the ones who are making the narrative, and they say, is this going to be in the game? And they go, yeah, okay. Is this going to match up with the gameplay? And then it's up to the writer team and the developers to communicate to make sure that's the case. Yeah. That's it. That's all.
He's basically saying that even in a redemption arc, you can have the main character kills grunts.
Yeah. Well, it's like what was it? It's like the stuff with what was it? Spec Ops: The Line.
Right.
Spec Ops: The Line plays with that really well.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But like again, what's the bloody redemption story in that
also,
as well? But it plays with that narrative.
Infamous, you can do an entirely playthrough without killing grunts, and that's to impact your character.
Well, we're in a war zone. We expect there to be casualties, including the people we shoot or whatever. So this is kind of a given. We don't need to suddenly think, why is Batman shooting people when he just said I don't kill? Like, that would be a ludonarrative dissonance. It wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
But there is no like.
Booker DeWitt shooting the police of Columbia after the police start shooting at him is not the. It's like, no, he's defending himself. Yeah, but he's shooting tons of them. Yeah, because there just happens to be tons of them shooting at him. His only option is to kill them, otherwise he's gonna die. So
that brings with the simplified thing that he did, that the trope of bastard with a heart of gold. That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, why is he's not been a bastard killing the people shooting at him, because he doesn't attack them. They attack him because of his hand mark. It was like if he had not been caught out of his hand, they would never have attacked him. Until later on, when obviously he had to kidnap Elizabeth to like rescue her or whatever it is. But it's
he could be arguing that the act of killing makes him a bastard, and his goal, which is to save Elizabeth or whatever, makes him the good. But it's usually the case of every story where the hero is trying to achieve something for his own ends, which happens to be a good thing. In this case, with Booker, it's not always good because he's doing it for his own sake, not for Elizabeth's sake. And then he realizes, oh, I totally screwed this girl over. I'm going to help her out anyway. So that's fine.
Before the prequels, would you say Luke from Star Wars, he is a bastard with a heart of gold because he killed stormtroopers in all the 3 movies?
Yeah, but they're firing, they're shooting at... Right, okay, sorry, right. You kill... If you're getting shot at and you return fire, you are not a bastard.
Sorry.
I don't know. I really don't like this. I really don't like this idea that these stupid YouTubers have, that any type of violence means you're a bastard. That just means these YouTubers are fucking pussy faggots, right? That's usually what it means. You don't like
AJ from Far Cry 4. He's not a bastard. He's actually a decent character. He doesn't like the Pagamine. He doesn't like both of the other 2 rebels. Is he a bastard for killing the dictator grunts?
Yeah, but when you're getting shot at, you are not a bastard. I don't know how to. Self-defense does not make you a bastard, and I'm going to keep saying that forever. Self-defense does not make you a bastard. It only makes you a bastard in the eyes of faggots who don't like fucking violence. AKA,
the thing where,
most of these fucking
he tries to use Joe as an example, and Joe's in an apocalyptic world. Everyone's out for themselves. You got to do whatever it takes to survive. And it's a linear game. I'm not sure how you're supposed
Master
to...
Chief.
No offense.
But,
no offense.
Options you're supposed to be given.
No offense, but you know most people who say they're a pacifist are usually because they're fucking faggots. Right, and I'm being serious with that. That's usually the main reason. Because most people know you have to use violence at some point in your life. Because otherwise you're either going to end up in a coma or fucking dead. Because other people just
bring Starship Troopers here. Violence is the supreme authority that all other authorities derive. Violence is the supreme thing that every...
if you cannot defend yourself, you are just easy pickings.
Yeah, not every game is like an open world game where you have the choice to do the good thing or the bad thing.
And this is philosophy. In video games...
You know, it's not GTA.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If you start a video game...
for example.
But it sounds like that's what he's trying to make the argument, where you
but you
it's
play,
like
you
every
play
game
Call of Duty and don't shoot anybody. What's going to happen? You're going to die.
The game resets.
Okay, Arkham Asylum. Don't block anybody. Just get punched. What happens? You die. Red Dead. Don't shoot anybody. You die.
You don't kill.
Dead Space.
Even in John Marston's. Yeah, well, but even then, it's like, as John Marston in the epilogue, it's like, well, you can live your life peacefully because it's all over now. You're just taking care of your family at that point.
Look, you can see Nintendo and their games. Their games also don't have that much violence.
Mario, don't dodge the first enemy. What happens? You die.
I mean, you can dodge. You can do a non-kill playthrough in a Mario game. You will not get points.
No. You do no. You don't because you could accidentally hit somebody. Don't defeat Bowser because that might be violence. You lose.
No. You need to kill the boss.
You're gonna have to fight Eggman eventually.
Yeah, but that's the point. Just saying, violence makes you a bastard, and you should not do violence. You'll never win a fucking game. The
game doesn't have violence.
You'd only succeed at Sim City, and that's about those sort of games.
Or a racing game. I don't know.
Even the Sims has a fight. thing where you like scuffle in a big ball of like in a big cloud. So they're still violent.
The Sims have violence.
Yeah.
Animal Crossing is the only game that doesn't have violence.
Just be a pacifist. Just be a pacifist. Otherwise, you're a bastard with a heart of gold. Oh, cry me a fucking river. Just because your wrists snap every time you fucking jerk yourself off.
I think the only games that don't have violence are simulations and Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
No, even some simulations like World War II simulation have.
If you don't like violence, play Goat Simulator, you fucking dick, and don't stop telling us it's
No, Goat Simulator have violence too. Because you can bump the humans and even transform them in bombs.
No. But yeah, this whole thing of, you kill loads of people. Yes, because those loads of people have got guns and they're shooting you, or they've got pointed sticks and they're trying to kill you. It's like, yeah, I have to defend myself, otherwise I'm going to die.
Just play Mario Party or something. Everybody gets along.
Games have violence too.
If you don't want violence, just play fucking solitaire.
All right, let's get on with the video here. We're almost done anyway.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
Game protagonist is the same fucking dude doing the same fucking thing. So you know what? Stop. Just fuck it. Leave interesting mechanic-driven storytelling and the chasing of ludonarrative harmony to smaller developers. Because you clearly will only ever do the bare...
There's no such thing as ludonarrative harmony. It's just the absence of what the other term means.
Yeah, thank you. That doesn't make any sense.
Minimum, this is always the result of...
That's a trailer that was later proven to be false. So.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. This
like the trailers for The Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Asian Jumbo, yeah.
The bare minimum from a storytelling perspective, to be clear. An insane amount of time and effort clearly goes into these games, but that's so awful that they all say the same thing. The Last of Us 2 tried to tell a different story with these same mechanics.
Shut up, you idiot.
So Ellie is a girl who is literally looking for redemption by murdering everyone she sees.
Yeah.
Following your exact trope you were talking
about. She kills a pregnant woman. She kills a pregnant woman. She kills a pregnant one and she kills a dog. But I won't kill Abby. Get fucking bed. Take your faggoty fucking prickish ass and shove The Last of Us 2 up it, you cunt. Fuck off. Seriously.
Every game is not the same.
Example.
Oh boy, now I understand why the preamble before, because he's trying to make it seem like, there's no difference in all of these stories, really, because they all have the same protagonist and they all tell the same story. But The Last of Us 2 is different.
2 is different. Yeah, Last of Us Part 2 is different. Yeah, you know what? Why don't you take Neil Druckmann's balls out of your fucking mouth for 5 seconds and actually grow a pair yourself? Fucking hell. Sorry, I'm really pissed off with this.
I mean, are we crazy to think this? I don't know. I'm just wondering.
It's always The Last of Us Part 2 with these fucking pretentious
Why always Louis Chu? Why?
Why? All the time.
As a woman?
God help. I'm an original. I'm an original YouTuber. I fucking suck Last of Us 2's fucking cock like fucking Abby does.
It's different because you play 2 characters. Well, guess what? GTA 5, you play 3 characters. How about that?
Yeah.
What other games are there that you play 3 characters? Oh, Red Dead?
Yeah, Red Dead. You also play numerous characters in
GTA 5.
The Call of Duty games. The Call of Duty games, you constantly swap over perspective. Yeah, you can do that.
This is a bad game, but you can play 2 characters in Halo 5. Even though it is a bad game.
even though it's only a short thing, you play as Varric in Dragon Age 2.
There's 2 characters in Assassin's Creed. There's Desmond and
War of Cybertron. You can play as Optimus Prime. You can play as Megatron, as other Decepticons in.
But Mateus, Optimus Prime is the same protagonist because he's a white guy who has a beard.
With a beard.
And goes through redemption.
Yeah. War for Cybertron was pretty good. Not the best game, but yeah.
No, but that's awesome. I love it. Wish they could remaster that, but
anyway.
Let's listen to this faggot talk about fucking Last of Us 2 again.
It tried to kill them with a heart of gold and show your enemies humanity. But while the game does force you to stop and consider what you're doing to your enemies, it's still fun. I could go on and on as to why that is, but I'll...
Whoa, hold on.
No,
it's still fun. Yeah, it does. Just go back. Did you just say that it's still fun?
Yes.
That is what he said, yes.
He said it's still fun.
Get bent, you absolute prick!
Oh, wait, hold on. Let me see if I understand this correctly. He said it makes you think, but it's also fun?
It doesn't make you think. You just murder everyone.
Literally, this
what
entire
he said,
video...
Because I think I might have misunderstood.
This entire video was just an excuse to talk about Last of Us 2 again, wasn't it?
Well, it's kind of funny. He's talking about this whole concept of redemption and this and that, and you could argue, yeah, she's on a redemption arc for the death of what happened to her dad. But there's a disconnect. There's definitely a disconnect between that and the ending, and
there's a whole disconnect. Like
disconnect.
There's a whole there's a disconnect between
the meteor that crashed Earth
and
destroyed the dinosaurs is the massive disconnection between that idea and the end of The Last of Us 2.
It's just the Last of Us Part 2 is just a massive disconnect because you get shown you see what Abby's like to start with, and then you're shown when you play as it, you're shown stuff that's completely different, and you're like, these are two completely different characters.
Well, that's fine if Abby was maybe good, but she's not. And the problem is that that first game's ending is so tied into Abby's backstory because they're trying to make it seem like Joel saving Ellie was a bad thing.
Yeah.
Also, the idea that Ellie gets sad by remembering Joel, I don't follow that. She should have been angry and killed Abby because she remembered Joel.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, and I'm sorry. I'm just never gonna get over the simple fact of Abby is tied up. Ellie cuts her down. They have a elongated fight in the river or the ocean or whatever the hell they're at, and she doesn't kill her. I don't understand those.
The game would be more forgivable if Ellie killed Abby.
Well, the interesting thing is the disconnect is between the gameplay and the story, or we'll just say the cutscenes to make it simpler. So the cutscenes give us the modus to kill in the gameplay. Like, okay, now we have a reason to kill. Fine. And then the cutscenes say, oh, we're not going to kill anymore because I had a flashback. And you're like, that doesn't make sense. So does the disconnect occur with only the cutscenes, or like it's like the player agency is disconnected from what we thought was the plot because the plot just goes away, and now Abby or Ellie just wants to just do whatever she wants now, which is leading us up the garden path. So we're saying this is what the story is. And
I don't mind Ellie having a bloodlust for revenge. That would make sense because hey, she's pissed, and she will make Abby's life a misery.
So I don't think it's a disconnect between gameplay and story. I think it's a disconnect of just bad writing. The story tells us one thing, and then the plot goes, nope, we're not doing this anymore because I had a flashback. The flashback does not explain the behavior of Ellie. That's the problem I see. So
it doesn't. Just like I said, it would make more sense if Ellie gets more angry having the flashback of Joel than simply saying, "Oh no, I'm not gonna kill her anymore."
It's very much like the Martha.
Just make her.
Sorry.
I guess it would just make her a bastard with a heart of gold if she did kill Abby. I don't know.
I don't think the analogy works anymore with that. But when you're talking about this, try to make sense of this. It's the same idea when you watch Batman v Superman, as bad as that film is, and you get to the climax with the Martha moment. You're like, Okay, yes, Superman has a human mother called Martha, yes, and does that justify Batman not wanting to kill Superman because of all these? Like, he has all these reasons to kill Superman. His original premise was Superman's a danger to humanity. Superman's trying to kill me. Superman's angry. He's been trying to get rid of the Batman, and now I have a chance to stop him. But because I learn of his mother's name, therefore everything's forgiven. It's like, no, Batman, what's wrong with you? How did that happen? It's the same problem we have with Ellie's flashback. When Bruce gets the flashback of his mom dying and the music playing, you're like, oh, okay, dramatic. Yes, matters to Batman. Wouldn't stop him from killing Superman, though. He would just keep going.
No, it will only make him more angry.
Because he'd be like, Martha, that's right. This is why I'm doing this. I'm protecting the world, not just one kid, the world from Superman, the same way Ellie is remembering why she's on her quest, and that's Joel. And remembering Joel would make her more of a, let alone losing 2 of her fingers or whatever she lost. Was it 1 finger? From that would make me furious.
Yeah, it was 2 fingers.
Could you imagine being in a fist fight?
Pinky and the ring finger.
Yeah, being in a fist fight, a bar fight with some guy, and he bites your finger off. You would murder that guy. You would beat the shit out of him. You would be a flaming rage. You would go nuts.
I mean, I would think about the feelings.
Right. Well,
pain and suffering.
Seriously, I got bit by a guy. And on the hand, literally really badly, and I went into I nearly shoved him through a window. I went nuts, literally went nuts. People had to hold me back with stuff. So it's a bit like.
So, info from James Moore. On this YouTuber video about The Last of Us, he said that the game should have 2 endings. Something I kind of agree. And the canon ending is Abby dying.
The only problem is, you know, that Neil Druckmann wants the Last of Us series to follow the adventures of Abby and.
If it does, I don't think it's going to be as popular. I really don't think the series is going to be as well received.
You don't think? Because a lot of people love Abby.
A lot of people love the game.
Yeah, loads of people love Abby. Loads of people love Abby. It's like every single stupid fucking YouTuber seems to like Abby for some reason. But then again, they're all faggots, so what do I care? I'm in a right bad mood today. I don't know why.
Anywho, let's keep going. Here is JS. Thank you, JS. The Last of Us 2 is the definition of ludonarrative dissonance. Not quite. There is a disconnect, though. I just don't know in what capacity.
Just in the story.
There is a disconnect. I wouldn't say there's a disconnect from the story, because it is a revenge story, so the violence is kind of justified. Just the ending that really bugs
No. The major problem is the way that Abby is set up is not the way that they show when you play it.
No, the setup for Abby, the setup for
if anything, it needed ludonarrative dissonance.
but that's the problem.
Because they want you to feel bad that Joe killed some guy who later turned out to be a father for this kid.
I mean, at the end of the day, you have to remember that it's one of those things where the reason why there's a zebra, the reason why you pet a dog, the reason why you throw a ball for a dog, the reason why you do all that.
Oh no, you save a zebra that will die of bleeding out.
I would love to see this for Uncharted. Like Nathan Drake kills like some random mercenary, and it turns out he has a daughter and wants revenge.
He doesn't even look for redemption in Uncharted.
Yeah, but hold on. Do you remember when we were told about the sequel to The Last of Us, and people made up the stupid story that imagine if it's like the relative of one of the doctors that Joel killed, and everyone laughed about it, and then Naughty Dog went and did one of them. Yeah, I was like, wow, you went for the joke, fucking like fan theory. I was like, okay.
Because a lot of people thought it was like Ellie's mom, right? I thought that was a cool theory, and then it was like, oh.
Yeah, I just.
All right, here is Tyler Preston for the donation. Curio. But Smud, you stupid chud, you just don't understand The Last of Us 2's deep themes. It's about how queerness is necessary in the apocalypse.
No,
I mean, is Abby queer? God. I don't think so.
I remember it. Oh God. Don't remind me.
I forgot all about that.
Curio, this.
I thought Lev's a trans, so how is he queer?
Ugliest tranny we've ever covered, and one of the weirdest. I don't know what the point.
The fact is, queerness is a necessity. So if you're not queer, you will die. And she's whatever. It's like yes. I'm like, you are fucking.
Honestly,
retarded.
I want a Fat Garrow game.
I just
game about this slaver.
Every time.
Oh, totally, yeah. I love to play as a slave trader.
Every time someone makes that, I'm just like, oh god, not Curio. Oh my god.
Weaponized queerness.
It's not even weaponized queerness. It's like the fact that if you are not queer in the apocalypse, you will die. And it's like, no.
It is this retarded desire to achieve some level of woke points from whatever community is sponsoring him, and to sound the most it sounds so over the top stupid to us, but to them it's like, yeah, you should believe in having sex with the same sex in a post-apocalyptic world. It really matters. Then it's like, really? It doesn't really matter if I do or do not have sex with a male or a female in my current life.
Anybody.
It doesn't matter now. It wouldn't matter in an apocalypse.
But no. But in the apocalypse, like I'm saying, it would matter.
It's like
because
you must have sex with a man, otherwise you will die in the post-apocalypse. No.
You could argue it's more important in the post-apocalypse to not be queer, to
not be queer.
Yeah, to actually procreate, because you're talking about survival. So when everyone's happy and has their basic needs met, yeah, go fuck a tree. I don't care. Go nuts. But
sure, I guess. But even then,
if you're trying to survive, queerness really doesn't help people at all.
Yeah, but it's not that. The way she, he, or whatever the pronoun, I don't care. Was saying
maybe it's they.
If you are not queer, you will die. It's like, no, that's not how queerness works. I don't breathe queerness. Queerness is not like food and water.
Yeah.
Like, I can 3 weeks without being queer, I'm not going to die.
Yeah.
All right.
The problem with that whole sentence is the word necessary or necessity.
Yeah.
You don't say that with a straight face and expect me to take you seriously. So there's no chance.
If someone said that in the streets, I would be like, yeah, bro, I'm walking past you. I've got other things to do.
There's no chance for us to have a normal conversation or any conversation with Curio. And we've been nice. I was like, you know what, Curio, that is the strangest take I've ever heard. Would you like to come on and talk or whatever? And on maybe private, we'll have a chat. And he just went nuclear on me on Twitter.
Oh, it's a he.
Oh, even I got
ugliest
it. Looking
I
literally just went, shut the fuck up. I'm not interested. Yeah, but I'm moaning at you. Yeah, I don't care. You're an idiot.
What's the name of that comedian who is openly a guy, but he dresses up and acts feminine, and he's British? What's his name?
Oh, Eddie Izzard.
Yeah, like that level, only uglier, like really ugly. Like that's Curio.
Yeah, but Eddie Izzard is like a trans.
I guess I just never heard of this guy before.
Is also an idiot as well. Trust me, he's an absolute idiot. He used to be really smart and funny and witty, and now he's like really woke, and it's like, great.
Oh, okay. God, I did not know about this guy. That's funny.
He's in he's part of the Labour Party and tried to get elected in the last election as the first female MP of a town. I'm like, Eddie, you're a bloke. You're quite clearly a bloke. Give over.
Oh my god, masculinity. Wow. Okay.
The first woman to get voted MP was a man.
Socialism in space.
Anyway,
oh my god, that's a real title. That's funny.
Anyway, we got a minute. Let's do it. We're good.
At explosive arrows. Both the combat and story lack restraint and subtlety.
Yay.
The story tells you what to think, and the combat is too fun to allow the themes of the story to really land. But I respect.
He thinks the violence in The Last of Us 2 is restrained. Okay.
Yeah, tell me about that. Tell me about that golf club scene. How's that?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
It is one of the most violent games I've ever seen.
Hey, pregnant lady in the act of war climbs a fucking wall while her belly is smashing up against the wall. That's not ridiculous.
There are so many. There are so many personal kills that Ellie does with her switchblade. It is over the top, brutal, violent, bloody, blood splitting. It's horrible.
Another thing James Moore said that The Last of Us may be the most ludonarrative dissonance in the from all these games, because I don't think Red Dead Redemption does have ludonarrative.
No, you're an outlaw. You're an outlaw that shoots people.
Neither Wolfenstein or Bioshock. I don't think those have little narrative. So whatever is the rest of this sentence.
Come on. The fact that Ellie seems perfectly okay murdering a baby as well.
Yeah, Jesse gets shot, or not Jesse. Tommy gets shot in the head. Somehow survives.
Yeah, and lives.
They are 300 miles away from where they live, right?
Yeah, and he's perfectly fine.
How did they get him back?
Okay. Again, Jason Moore said he said unrestrained, not restrained. So we might have misheard.
Let's rewind.
We'll rewind. I think we can agree with him, at least here, that yes, Tului 2 have one of the most unrestrained violence of the most unrestrained violence.
If he does say it. Let's listen to if he actually does say it.
Okay. Would you say that undercuts the story? There's a lot of stupid things in the story.
The problem is the motivation is very clear and the plot is very clear, and then we get to the ending and it just fizzles away.
Yeah, I mean, it's not
fizzles away.
It's not the gameplay that
Druckmann likes Abby so much. Abby is Neil Druckmann's insert. I know people say he's actually got an insert. No. Neil Druckmann wishes he was a muscular woman like Abby.
Even if you cut out Abby's section, it's still the same story for Ellie. So the difference is you get to know Abby more. It's like, that's fine. I still want her dead. It makes little difference to me.
Yeah, but you'll learn to like her. That's nice. I still want her dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. They did a shit job in trying to make two characters have a conflict with each other.
If Naughty Dog was competent,
kind of in the middle.
If Naughty Dog was competent enough to make a non-kill path for the sections where the religious fanatics are, I mean, that would be cool. If you have a no-kill option.
I remember there are certain games.
Matthias, it doesn't matter. Abby is such an unlikable character, right? But no matter what you do, you still want her dead for what she's done to Joel. End of story. There is no way to pull it back. And the fact of the matter is, the fact that Naughty Dog was so desperate for Abby to live, they failed miserably, and there's no way to get around it. It doesn't matter what we say or anything like that. It's an impossible goal to make Abby likable enough not to want her dead.
At least the way it's structured, right?
Well, yeah. Look at
no. Even another way. The fact that she kills Joel the way she does makes her. That's it. That signed her death warrant. I
don't know if I would. But
I will bring another comment. I will bring another comment from James Moore. He said that the violence kind of ruins the story on The Last of Us 2. Would you guys agree?
The story's rubbish. What?
No.
The story would have been shit regardless. Let's be honest.
Yeah, the story's shit. The story is just shit. There's very little you can do to improve the story of The Last of Us apart from not make The Last of Us Part 2. That's it.
I like to compare stories that have this dichotomy of these two main characters. And
I've just got the head off, guys.
Okay. No problem. Either way, I want to compare this to other stories with a difference of main characters that have opposing viewpoints. So I always go back to Suikoden 2, where you have your best friend, and you get this magical. Everyone gets a magical rune, and you both get these two powerful ones. He decides to join the Empire, and he ends up killing this mayor of a town. And it's at that point he leaves you, and then you end up having to fight him throughout the story. He becomes the villain. But throughout the story, he is feeling bad about what he's doing because he's doing all these horrible things to achieve his goals, whereas you are just like, well, I'm the guy who wants to help people. And that's part of what your powerful rune does. It's a shield, whereas his is a sword. So you both personify the rune's abilities. At the end, he's kind of like, I got nowhere else to go. You're my only friend. You have to kill me. And you could actually make the choice, because you are the shield rune or whatever, to not fight. And it's at that point he goes, I can't kill you. I won't do it. And you end up forgiving him, and you go off on a journey together because he's your best friend. And that's one of the good endings of the story. So throughout the story, he's a villain. You want to stop this guy, but at the same time, he's got his own personal demons, and he's sorry for what he's done. And you, being the character that represents the shield, or the person who protects, forgives. So even though it's a big shock for him to do that, like, holy shit, you just killed the mayor of this town we were protecting. What the hell? And then he goes off and becomes the villain. Even though that's the thing that's really bad, and he's a murderer. He's been a murderer multiple times over. He's killed lots of people. You still forgive him. As a silent protagonist, as just a nameless JRPG character. And that makes way more sense in the way it's presented, because it's an ongoing series of battles of confronting them. Whereas The Last of Us 2 is, hey, let's see the perspective from the villain. You're like, okay, all right, they pet dogs, they have friends, and yada yada. Great. This person still needs to die. There's nothing that's changing my mind. You have to give me a reason. Like, this is the typical thing. Well, there's two sides to every war. It's like, you're right. And in this case, you're presenting us with the side that needs to die. And that's exactly what happens. All of the wolves die, except Abby. So, and that's the problem we were faced with. Like, why did this happen? And there's no explanation that can give us a logical reasoning for any of it. So.
No. Yeah, sorry, I had to leave there. My neighbour's car's alarm started going off again, and it's right outside my house.
All right,
they're doing it on purpose.
Well, but that's like the second time it's done it today, and I'm like, is someone trying to break into it?
Okay.
So I'm a bit like, I'm gonna go and have a check. Also, I'm the only guy on our street, so I have to sort of venture out.
All right.
There's loads of women here.
Take it easy.
Dang, Hawk. You didn't tell me you were at the Playboy Mansion.
Yeah.
Nah, he lives in Chesterfield.
Oh.
Don't dox me!
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna send my death threats. We just got a letter.
Oh, it's one from Eric again.
All right. Catch you
Dear Hawk, I love you. Please have my babies. Love, Eric.
Also, P.S. Die.
Hey, how did you read my
P.S.
mind?
Die.
All right. Thank you, Hawk.
Anyway.
Okay. Let's continue. We only have a minute left. We're good.
Yeah.
Respect the attempt. I mean, I know that giving a game a "you tried" ribbon isn't exactly high praise, but I was just happy to play a game that claims to have a dark, gritty, and complex story that isn't just bad angry man becomes good angry man. So you played a story of a bad angry lady who becomes a moron. That's it. That's
great. Yeah, females empowerment.
Yeah, I guess.
Wow, that is.
It's never been done before. Oh my God, Tomb Raider? Yeah, that never happened.
Ellie kills hundreds of guys, no-name dudes, plus a bunch of secondary characters. So, how's that any different? Because she's a lesbian?
And it's been done before. I'm sorry. Like, what?
It is literally just because she is a lesbian. That's it.
Yeah, great.
She's a woman.
Great.
It's like, I don't know, lesbian. It's like, okay, cool.
Well, Bill was gay. I mean, He was angry. I don't know.
Yeah, this is not nothing special, really.
Yeah, he's just a cuckold. I'm sorry.
Anyway.
AAA game that tries to tell a serious, grounded, and gritty story always tells the same story because they refuse to compromise on fun.
Okay.
You trying to tell me BioShock Infinite is the same story as BioShock? Or the Thin Red Line? Like, well, there's so many. How do you compare all these stories?
Uncharted is the same as Red Dead Redemption.
This is
also, it's the same story as Batman. It's the same story as Spider-Man.
Yeah, but his argument bases on the fact if it's fun, you can't make it serious. It's like, no.
And again, fun is subjective. What is fun?
Like Gears of War 3 is too much fun, therefore I can't take it seriously. It's like, really?
Yeah, and it's the same story as like Mass Effect.
I like matte paintings. That's fun to me.
He needs to actually read some books, get some literary understanding of what it means to have entertainment of a certain style and genre, and then work through those, like say, well, this science fiction, which is hard science fiction, can't be taken or is more serious than something which is soft or space opera or whatever. It's like, yeah, you're right. There's reasons for that. He's just literally going, here are a bunch of games that have white dudes. They're all the same, therefore they can't be serious. You're like, what do you mean?
Just imagine if I did that with movies or any sort of books.
Oh, books for sure.
I get it. He's tired of this trope, for a perceived trope, but they are not the same.
No.
Yeah, I'm just.
And guess what? If you're tired of it, don't play it. Play something else. Go play a Fallout where you can create your own character and you can have him be whatever the hell he wants. You know what that character to be. Whether you want to be a good guy,
Fallout 4.
bad guy. You could play as a bastard with a gold of heart, or you could go the other way.
No, Fallout 4 is always the standard military jock. It doesn't matter.
Well,
you
now
make a Viking or making an African American is always the same standard military jock.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, thanks Fallout 4.
And that's me over grossly simplifying the main character in Fallout 4.
Well, in my head canon, it's not.
Because even Fallout 4 characters have nuance.
We'll play Elder Scrolls or something.
Well, I think this is
Call of Duty.
This is pretty silly. This is a pretty, like, the last 2 minutes of any of these videos are ridiculous. This is just summary of silliness. I don't know what to call it. He's making wild accusations about games now. It's like, no, they're not all the same. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, whatever. I'm just like, yeah.
Oh, just go play fighting games. Go play something else and stop crying about it.
Even if his philosophy or criteria is true, then he could play games like fighting games which are designed purely for fun, and then you could have games which are designed purely for story. And then that's your thing.
Life is Strange.
Well, whatever. Yeah, whatever he thinks. I don't know what his criteria is for good stories, but then what's your problem? Just don't play the AAA games.
I think in this case, I think he means a good game because in his criteria, if you're trying to make a serious game, like, I don't know, talking about depression, you couldn't have violence. I think you can argue that would destroy a little bit of the team, having depression and still killing, still having violence. Other than that, the games that he brought up are serious. They have violence and they pass the story pretty well.
He's literally just going over like saying like this has got a woman in it, so it's better than all the other stuff because it's got a woman in it. I'm like, yeah, okay, I get.
I'm sorry. That's where that's his base of his argument.
Okay.
And I'm not sure what the movies had to do with this, but yeah,
that's a pretty empty. Let's just go. It's just silly.
Because they're afraid to make a game that not everyone wants to play and end up limiting the type of story they can tell.
I would love to play. I would give me 4 years of nothing but female main characters. Nothing. I wouldn't bother me. Go for it. I want to see that. Every game developer get into a conference, say, we're going to make games that have females as our main character for 4 years straight. Do it.
Yeah. There is various.
Do it! I dare you! I dare you!
I would love to hear these morons complain again. Oh, it's such a stereotypical female story of a bunch of lesbians. You're like, oh god.
They wouldn't complain.
I would love to hear that though. They're like, oh, you are a bunch of morons. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. 4 years straight of it's just lesbians like fingering each other in video games, and it's like just constant, just constant that, and they're like, they would never complain about it being the same. They'd be like, oh, this is great. It's like, so you just want to see lesbians? Great. Here's X videos. Go nuts.
Where are all the male gays? Why can't we have more male gays in these stories?
Okay.
It's like, okay.
Because then you'll complain about male toxicity.
Then they'll want bisexuals. Yeah. Then they'll want like non-sexuals. Then they'll want like all kinds of bizarre shit.
Hey.
Yeah, and it never.
Look, I want a game where I play as a midget, okay? And I get to go around and doing these incredible stunts. Exploring the world however I want to.
You can do a dwarf.
Yeah,
I can do a dwarf? Okay, there we go.
Why can't all AAA games just be like a bunch of lesbian midgets and a gangbang with like black guys? Why can't it just all be that? That'd be perfect. So yeah.
Anyway, this is so dumb.
I hate these types of YouTubers because it's just fucking. It's quite clear that it's just agenda.
Gay people.
I don't know why a serious game can't have violence, can't have shooting parts.
Violence is fine as long as there's a lesbian pulling the trigger. So yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, that's grossly simplifying his argument.
That is pretty much his argument. As long as it's a woman or a lesbian woman.
Okay, expand on that argument then.
Expand on that argument. I think his idea is if you are going to a more quote unquote serious story, you should not have that much of violence.
Okay, but here's the thing: he let Last of Us 2 off, but he doesn't let Red Dead off.
Yeah, why is that?
Mainly because
Red Dead is a good game. It's not a tale of. It's not a.
Right, hold.
Listen.
No. But what I'm saying is the reason why he doesn't let Red Dead off is because the protagonist is a white guy with maybe a beard. Right? The reason why he lets The Last of Us 2 off is literally because it's a lesbian.
Don't forget the trope. Bastard with heart of gold.
Bastard with a heart of gold.
That trope.
Which, by the way, you can choose however you want to play Red Dead.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Bad.
His literal argument. But the thing is, you're overlooking the fact that his argument is literally because it's a woman, I'm going to let it off. That is his argument.
He didn't bring up Ghost of Tsushima, which was from the same year.
Yeah, but his argument, and everyone seems to be overlooking it, is literally it's a woman in The Last of Us Part 2, so I'm going to let it off.
Yeah, he even acknowledged that either the violence ruins it or it doesn't ruin the story. But he'll still give it a pass regardless.
Yeah, he's literally letting it off because it's a woman doing it.
He will give it a pass because it tried. I think with that.
Yeah, the joke he made was exploding arrows.
No. It tried.
Participation.
No, he's letting it off. He's letting it off because Abby and Ellie are women. Stop doing devil's advocate. It's quite clear why he's letting it off. He is just being a fucking ideologue here.
I know. Let's forget about the anime joke, okay? I know you want to believe he's a good guy.
No, I don't want to believe he's a good guy. I think he's a fucking idiot. I honestly believe that his entire argument has now boiled down to man bad, woman good, and that's it. And that means he's a fucking prick, and I'm not interested in his opinion anymore. So, whatever.
Wow.
Anyway.
We can
Sorry, but that's it. We can go on, but that's it. It's just stupid.
These games are limited because the AAA game, no matter how deep it appears to be, must always be fun, and it must always be violent.
I don't...
Yeah, okay, bro.
I don't get
Games, if they're going to be serious, can't be fun or violent, okay? Like Papers, Please. There's no violence. You could, actually, there is some violence.
Again, what is fun? What is fun?
It's like
I will always keep questioning it.
Oh my god! It's like, do you just want to watch movies or something?
You just want to watch.
Go read a visual novel. They can be serious.
Go read a book. Go outside, talk to people, eat food. Go watch the Food Network.
Or play experimental games. Like
you ever watch Catching Nightmares?
The reason why we have AAA games is because we have all this money and resources to make something over the top that a budget indie studio can't do. So we expect a high level of quality. We expect graphics, visuals, etc. So we would like to have some gameplay. We would like to have some good stories with good characters and good music and sounds, as opposed to a budget title like Papers, Please, which is small and tiny and tries to do something innovative. So if you wanted to make a big budget indie game, that wouldn't make too much sense. It wouldn't work very well. You would go, oh, we have all this time and resources to make a better game. Why are we fiddling around with 16 bits of graphics when we can go full 3D?
A game that I remember that I quite enjoyed, I would say it is a good game. There is Far Cry 5. You are a silent protagonist there, and you can make your character white, black, female, Asian, blue.
He did not bring up
character creation. Does it matter though? Because you're in first person.
Well, that's what I mean. Like he didn't bring up.
I was just wondering.
He didn't bring up games that do that, like Cyberpunk. Like you can fully customize your character, but apparently it doesn't matter to him because again, white protagonist, AAA title. Therefore, they're all the same.
Was Cyberpunk out then, or
2020? No, actually, no, it wasn't.
He didn't brought Uncharted somehow.
Why would he?
Uncharted is on AAA game.
It's a very limited view of AAA gaming. Let's just say it's very poor understanding.
I think he's categorizing all the serious games, like it is on the title, of course. Even though you could consider.
Aren't some of the Nintendo games AAA as well? And those aren't violent games. Those are platformers.
Do you think Nintendo is AAA?
I don't know.
They're popular enough to make a big enough market share. And when you talk about Zelda,
I think most of
those are AAA for sure. Those are big names. So
Super Smash.
Yeah, those are AAA for sure. Yeah. Depends what they do with the money. Like the level of polish for Smash Brothers is very high, and the amount of DLC that comes out. Yeah, the DLC that comes out every month.
Funny enough, Mario, I'd say it's really astonishing how a cartoonish game can be really good looking if you play it. Like the water effects, the sand effects on Mario, I'd say it's astonishing.
Well, even Mario Kart I was playing today on the Switch, they take levels from the 3DS and N64 and wherever, and they just beef them up to make them look better on the Switch because you can.
Literally from every system that has ever had a Mario Kart game.
It's great. It's really cool. And the difficulty is really hard because I don't know how you play that game. It's such a bizarre game to me. But they keep making...
Mario Kart is hard. It's really hard.
When you get to the 200cc, just forget about it. You can't win.
Well, at least for the retro tracks, it's like the logic is if you've played the original versions, then you're gonna do fine. Mm-hmm. It rewards your knowledge of the
depends on the difficult too, because I play the retro tracks in normal or in the hard.
No,
when you go to
I mean, what I mean specifically is that you'll have at least some idea of what you're getting into when it comes to the retro tracks if you've played like an original version of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but you can still learn in the game too.
No, definitely. No. Yeah, I do agree on that.
So obviously, Nintendo knows what it's doing. They've been doing this for a while. Their philosophy is a lot different than Xbox and PlayStation, but they are AAA for sure.
And and they will dominate the market this year again. I don't think Xbox and Sony will topple off.
Well,
no. If they want to go down this woke path, I don't think so.
Well, that's the individual studios, but it's a whole design philosophy.
But come on, I've seen Xbox where they literally advertise. I can't stop but seeing it. They advertise, all these woke messages that they always got to do. Pride Month, whatever, and that's great. Congratulations, but.
Congratulations!
I mean, it's starting to really get frustrating.
Support your movement. Here's a cookie.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's get back. We're almost done.
And this the ways they can use violence, the types of characters they can use, and the journey that character can go on.
Characters.
The Oscar bait game isn't deep. It's lazy. It makes games look like they can tell one type of.
How is that lazy, though?
Yeah. How is a AAA game lazy? I would never say a AAA production is lazy.
Right, I'm gonna say this. Never say that Red Dead 2 is lazy. Never say that Red Dead 2 is lazy.
Especially when you put one of the beautiful scenes. I'm sorry, that's not lazy. That's actually meaningful. But even even with Last of Us, terrible
characters.
The amount of stuff you can do in Red Dead 2, right? The amount of stuff you can do in Red Dead 2 is proof that it's not lazy. It took 8 years to make. It's not lazy.
Even God of War, the God of War he showed, it's pretty well made and well crafted. At least from a technical point.
Even then, even with Last of Us sucking, look at the graphical technicalities with each of those games. Do you know how hard they must have worked their asses off to make those games visually stunning as they are?
Yeah.
Especially with God of War, because that's all in like one seamless take for the most part. If you don't pause it or go through a menu or something,
or mess around with the photo mode.
Yeah, the photo mode.
I'm just really annoyed that he's saying like these Oscar bait things are lazy because it's one type of story. I'm like,
I don't think this type of games limits the type of character. You can make whatever character you want.
I get
absolutely.
He doesn't like.
You can make a trickster.
No,
you can make a trickster.
I just don't know how you could say, I really love Arthur Morgan, but man, his character's just lazy. I don't know how he came away with that.
Yeah. At the end of the day, we've just got to accept this guy's literally, I don't like white people.
Well,
I don't like
it's the stereotype he's using, which he's basing his entire dislike of these AAA productions.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, he's done that for white men. But he's given Last of Us 2 a pass for being exactly the same as the video games with white men, but because it's done by a woman instead. And it's like, so you just don't like white men.
If you are going to that metric, why he didn't brought up Ghost of Tsushima? Ghost of Tsushima have the same tropes that all these games have. But no. Apparently it doesn't exist.
Or Spider-Man,
really
or
good
Batman.
game.
Yeah, but you guys, at the end of the day, his argument isn't deep. It isn't complete yet. It's he doesn't like white people. No, he doesn't like white men. Sorry, he doesn't like white men being the main characters of a video game, and that's it. And that's all his argument comes down to.
And then it turns out he himself is a white man.
Yeah, all this is just a woke ideologue trying to get Twitter likes and the little pat on his head.
I know, and God of War too.
Points.
Sorry.
Oh, but Fires, I know. Kratos is great. Right.
That's what works me off too,
right.
because Kratos doesn't even...
Listen.
He's not even white.
Yeah, I get it, but to this fucking idiot, he is white, and that's good enough. Right? So it doesn't matter what you say what Kratos actually is. He's white in this guy's eyes, thus he's bad. Right?
He's got
and that's it. Yeah, he's white
just
with a beard.
bastard with a heart gold.
Yeah, at the end of the day, his entire argument is this. I don't like white men in video games. I don't like who I perceive as white men in video games. And I'm going to now try my hardest to make something, try and prove it. Does it really badly. And then stupidly brings up The Last of Us Part 2 because he can't help but jack off to it because he's a fucking faggot. And then say that, then give it a pass because it's a woman, thus showing his bias. His bias it's quite clear.
It's just like, I don't care if you like Last of Us, but to say that it's like, oh, it's such a deep, meaningful game that pushes the boundaries, I'm just sorry. I don't agree. I don't think it's even that at all.
Yeah, I'm just grateful he didn't mention Assassin's Creed, or I would have gone to a Wisp level rant on this guy's ass.
It's just so
same. I would, because Ezio's nothing like any of the other
He didn't brought that to He didn't brought the Assassin's Creed.
Almost all the protagonists of the Assassin's Creed series, whether you like some game or this guy like others, it's like they're all pretty different from one another.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
And they're especially the furthest thing from this fucking trope that this guy's saying.
The whole
absolutely,
argument, the whole argument is just wrong, and it is just he just does not like men in video games as protagonists, and that's it. There's nothing more, there's nothing less. That's it. That's his entire argument. And the fact of the matter is, we're giving him too much credit, thinking that he's meaning something else, when quite clearly he's not. So
Yeah, we can move on.
All right,
yeah.
Let's go.
Story, and are just movies with shooters between each scene. And until they do something else, that's all they ever will be.
They have been doing something else for the past 30 plus years.
So
there's never been any innovation.
Well, apparently movies are bad too, with shooting elements.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay.
I don't care.
That's the thing.
Whatever, I don't care.
If they are dead, they are dead, what's the problem? If they are dead, just that. What he's saying. I don't see a problem at all.
I know. Why are you trying to categorize all of these genres, all of these stories lumped into like a bucket together? Why? What is the overall point?
What's going on here? Oh, we got stream memes. This is
all right, let's go, bitch.
Stream memes, okay.
All right, here we go. This is a meme from yesterday. Let me just check the date on this. Yeah, this is from yesterday. It's during the stream we missed it. Notorious Bears. Corporate Hawk needs you. Corporate Hawk needs you to find the difference between this meme uploader and this meme uploader. And apparently, I said they're the same.
Yeah, she mistook bears. You mistook bears for mice.
At a certain point, I didn't know who was making them. I just clicked on them, so I didn't care. But yeah, I know. Many people make memes. So I realize that. Okay. Dear God, that's terrifying. All right. Thank you, Gandalf.
According to Cookie Man, Joel, Booker, John, Arthur, BJ, Kratos, and Marcus look the same and look like Gandalf.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who this is, but it looks like the Lich King. I
think that's from Dark Souls.
Dark Souls? Okay.
Oh, that's Lord Gwyn.
Lord Gwyn, okay. Another bastard with a heart of gold.
Okay, that I don't know who it is.
That's the villain in Ghost of
the main
Tsushima.
Protagonist in Ghost of yeah.
Yeah.
That's the main antagonist in
He's
Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, yeah.
It's a con, I believe. I forget.
Yeah.
I forget the first name.
Smud being able to get
Smud
back to
being
the
able to
Finally.
It is M. Bison. Yes.
The Redemption Talking Stream. What is this? Ground War?
It's Call of Duty.
Oh. The kill count?
It's a Call of Duty lobby. Get it?
Just redemption.
Yeah, every player is trying to achieve redemption.
Right.
No, I think because we try to talk over one another. That's why it's a lobby.
Yeah.
Here's the background music that should have been in the vid. What background music video is this?
Yeah, what? Yeah, what
Cotton Eye Joe.
is that?
Cotton Eye Joe.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay.
Did you not know? Oh, okay.
Self-defense being murder.
There's lots of music videos I haven't.
Bruh.
Self-defense being murder.
Hawk,
Yeah,
that's very creative. Looks very similar to Glib.
The sock Hawk was talking about earlier in the stream looks really similar to Glib.
It's a cowboy sock.
We haven't seen Glib in a while.
Oh.
He's doing his show now when he say that
why can't Smud
it's shiny.
Pride in the apocalypse? What happened?
Who's that guy?
Is that meant to be like another version of that Lev or whatever that kid's called?
Oh.
I just think it's a Coneheads reference.
I hope that's photoshopped.
George's Wax did it awesome too.
Corporate needs you to find the differences between this picture and this picture. So we got. Oh no, we got Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal, yeah.
Praise Steven Seagal.
And The Witcher 3. You're like, they're the same picture. Like, oh no, please don't.
Oh no, Rigby!
What have you done? That's just wrong. Alien gameplay. This is not so good.
Elliot starring cutscene.
Oh no!
Oh boy, that's not Ellen Page, is it?
There's
or
Ellen Page.
That's Elliot Page.
Elliot Page.
Elliot Page.
Elliot.
God.
Whatever.
The after one is pretty cool too.
Thanks, Ellie. Good job.
I can't unsee it.
Here's right hacking Hawk because Matthias docs talk. Is that the one with all the shotgun sounds? Where he's like pressing all the.
No.
I can't remember what the sound effect was in that.
Why is there a video of a midget fighting a dwarf?
What the hell is? Wow! What is?
That was a hookup.
That is skill.
Muay Thai boxing. The guy does a handstand and kicks the guy in the head.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this is great.
That's
great. I would. But I do. But the fact of the matter is, it's a midget versus a dwarf, and it's great.
Absolutely. The next GTA should just have a midget, not a woman.
Violent AAA title. It's worked out.
Steve being.
Oh, that last one. All of it.
Here's our last one. All other games, serious AAA. The last of oh.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just. This love for The Last of Us Part 2 is ridiculous. It really, really is.
You know, we could actually deduce that because he's a Last of Us 2 lover, his arguments from that are going to be retarded. They're all going to be dumb to justify.
The fact that he isn't a fan of The Last of Us for what James Moore said.
He isn't?
He isn't.
Supposedly he isn't.
Supposedly isn't, but he is. because there's no way that you would let Last
Give
of
up
Us
best.
off.
Well, somebody in the comment also was like, in Assassin's Creed 3, you play as Connor. This is a Native American, half Native American, half British, I think.
Yeah, he's half.
So it's like,
he's half
is he just another bearded white dude?
Yeah, but he's still
he
white.
He never even gets a beard.
I know, right?
Connor Kiwi. True. Connor Kiwi.
Good.
Maybe you can argue this shit for his grandfather, Edward, from Black Flag, but even then.
It just sounds like he hates everything, and he likes something that maybe pushes the boundaries just a little.
I don't think he hates.
But I don't know what the hell that means.
I think he's just tired.
It's tired of what, though?
Because he kept using fun. The word fun kept bugging me.
Fun?
Because what he means by fun.
Yeah, his thing about
I kiss.
The whole thing about it can't be fun, apparently. Yeah, that
works. Having fun. Wow, I've never. Okay.
It can't be fun. What is fun? If there is someone would be having fun with.
Look, if all you do is play Call of Duty video games, maybe you should just stop playing them. At that point, it's not the game's fault; it's your fault.
I'm just surprised this guy has so many views from his other videos, which might be good. I don't know.
I mean, his Fallout video was good. Fallout 1 video. It was pretty
sure.
funny.
Yeah.
I just think that this video was stupid and was incredibly biased. So.
No, this video here is not good. Everyone have a bad
It's kind of like that High Tops guy, right? I mean, he'll make a good video, and then the next video is just like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Where did you just? He left the building or something. Logic, and I mean, you'll have YouTubers like that once in a while, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I think that's enough for tonight. Well, I thought it wasn't that bad, aside from the other half of the video. Sadly, I didn't watch the other half yet. I just knew it got bad.
I think it's.
I stopped.
I think it's the beer smud.
Yeah, no, I stopped when it gets bad. Like, it's enough. All right, yeah, things happen. Figure it out later. But it started off like 2 minutes were good. Yeah, it was great. He's funny. He's having fun.
Sure, yeah, that was fine. Yeah.
Anyway, thanks guys.
Anime,
for the suggestion. Good idea. Yeah, no, that was a good video for us to cover. Not a good video in the sense it's a good video to watch, but for us to have in the Smudcast. So, thank you very much for the suggestion. Good idea. Keep them coming. I mean, this is the beginning of the week, so who knows what great ideas you guys have that we have yet to see. So,
you want to watch GTA Races?
GTA Races?
Oh
yeah, the GTA Cops Are Races by Matt Pat.
No, I think we're good. No more Matt Pat for a while. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in.
How about no more Matt Pat for like forever? Just
no more Matt Pat, please.
He's got some comedy chops. They're just dumb comedy. They're like bottom of the barrel comedy. So I don't mind it. It just the ideas are so wacky that we can't take them seriously. So it's like an easy low hanging fruit sort of video. So I don't mind it so much.
Low hanging.
Yeah, no, compared to like Curio or Cavernacle, it's like, oh god, those guys are annoying.
Oh, anything compared to Cavernacle. Oh no, Jesus Christ,
the Kumanacle.
This group is ridiculous because they read books. Like, okay.
I still open to have the Cavernacle in the podcast just to have a talk. Not even convincing.
It won't happen. Even if it did, we'd be, dude.
Yeah,
are you
it won't happen.
Human? Do you have numerical math skills? Do you have reading comprehension skills?
Do you human?
Yeah, we're just too old.
I love that. Yeah, we're too old. Yeah.
Anyway, thank you guys. Thank you so much. Have yourself a great evening. Happy weekend, or what's ever left of it for some people. And we'll talk to you tomorrow if we can. Okay? Later.